Hey everybody, welcome back. It is 3D6 down the line. We're continuing on with our Dolmenwood campaign, episode 21. Good to see everybody. Thanks again, everyone, for who was able to show up to the live chat and stream last time. That was a super fun time that we all had. So hope to do that again in the future.
I
And
really enjoyed talking with everybody, John. I thought that the live chat part worked really well. It was really fun.
yeah, we got good peeps out there. So thanks
Yeah,
for
yeah,
tuning in,
cool.
folks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're continuing on. Real quick introductions once again. I am John, the referee, going around the horn. We have Mike.
Hi there, I'm play Alfric, the wimpy wizard.
David is dead to us and is not here this week, unfortunately. He usually plays Brother Gwillem the Friar. But continuing on, we've got Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I play Halifax the Knight, or fingers crossed, soon to be Knight.
And lastly, Ted.
Hi, I'm Ted. I'm playing Argus, the fighter.
Yes, Con 5 for those podcast listeners out there.
Fighter. I've had what? 2 fights, I think, ever.
All right, so last we met our intrepid adventurers. They were in the Incandescent Grottoes and had thought that they had actually met Marjoram Gryver and were returning her to the surface according to her wishes, but they knew the gig was up the entire time. And were very cautious, and she did indeed try to backstab them in the end, revealing that she was actually a doppelganger, which are very, very smart players to put together because they had picked up a number of miniature figures, 2 of which were identical figures of Marjoram Gryver. So
I didn't actually know she was a doppelganger, but I knew something was super fishy.
Something was off about
Did
her.
not trust that person.
That was a prime example of our old school paranoia coming and
yeah, and working and
He's
being
way too
very
friendly
useful.
here.
I try my best
We
to.
were the students, but we are the master now.
Yeah, I was doing my best to try to get behind you guys the entire time, and you're like, "No, I'll make sure that I slip
After
behind."
you, man. After
I
you.
was like, "All right, I guess it's not going to work."
That's why we don't need insight checks in this game.
Exactly.
Everybody's trying to kill you.
I am not a good deceiver, unfortunately. So so just to get us located where we are, so it's the 14th of Simswald, which is the 4th month of the year, April. Outside, although you haven't been outside for a while, it's windy and cloudy. Actually, you've only been down here for about 2.5 hours. It's about 10:30 a.m. right now. You have agreed in past sessions in the grottos where you have met the Droon, the Droon cottager known as Hacator Unlight, and you have peacefully made a deal to try and find the Gelatinous Grimoire and return it to his hands, which is what he's apparently looking for. Scrounging around,
He thinks. Dun dun dun.
yeah, we'll see how that actually goes. When you were retreating with the doppelganger of Marjoram Gryver towards the entrance chamber, you had heard out towards the way off in the east. You had heard a goblin crying out in pain, and you know that the goblins are actually serving. At least some of them had been recruited by Decatur Unlight, crying out in pain. And then you heard some sort of crazy, insane, demonic gibbering. Is it gibbering or gibbering?
Gibbering.
From somewhere far off there as well. Like past the chamber with the scabies and past the chamber, that same chamber with the purpluscent moss. So that was a little unnerving, but you had bigger fish to fry at that moment when the doppelganger turned on you. So you are in the entrance chamber right now. You've got the doppelganger's body is at your feet. It has returned to its original grayish alien-like shape. You have gotten the goods out that was in its pouch. You have a number of dead sprites which are littering the floor that have been poisoned by goblins, and there was like 3 or 4 of them. I can't remember how many, but they basically snuck around the side and beat ass eastwards whenever violence started to rear its ugly head here in the chamber. So there is the sunlight that is like beaming down on that pool of water. The waterfall is drowning out most noise, and you've got those slick steps leading back upwards. Mike, you had, or Alfric, I should say. 2 things from you. First of all, tell me your intelligence score.
My intelligence is a massive, hefty 16.
16. Okay, and you cast a spell. But what do you have left?
I have a sleep spell left.
Sleep. Okay, cool. Cool. Noted. And I was just rewatching the last couple minutes of our of our video last time, you had made mention, you were like, I'm not joking, I do this. I just wanted to double check that you actually wanted to remove the head of the doppelganger.
Me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You did. It was like in the very last minutes. You were like,
what's wrong with you?
Like, yeah. You even made a point. You were like, I'm not joking. I'm going to do this. And then we were like, well, we'll figure it out next time. So it's next time. I'm not holding you to it. I'm just wondering.
No, but I have to put myself back in what my mindset was. 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago when we last played, and figure out why I was being such a bloodthirsty muppet about the whole thing.
Well, I think I'm not sure of the context. I think maybe it was something about wanting proof or something like that. Although you can't really, there's no way of saying like this was someone who was trying to appear as Marjoram Gryver, but it's definitely a doppelganger's head.
Well, I think so the body turned back into a doppelganger, right? After we killed it.
Yes. So it's like a grayish alien form with like almond-shaped eyes, sort of, in its head, featureless, no nose.
Okay, I've been probed by those before.
I've had dreams.
John, I'm gonna stick. I don't remember what. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that episode, but I'm gonna cut off its head.
I must have been thinking something.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
It must have been knowing me. It was a good idea. It's like I just haven't caught up with myself.
All right, I'm going to be a jerk. If you cut off the head, it's going to bleed copiously and be extremely messy. So any container you're going to put it in is going to soak through that, unless you've got some other.
Well, we just let it drain for a day or so underneath the wagon or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but are you just holding it like Perseus sort of thing?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
No hair though on it, right? So you just kind of got to grab it by the ears.
Yeah, you got to palm it like Michael Jordan.
All right, I'm going to use one of our hatchets in the.
You'll have to use the saw, Mike. The hatchets are in the wagon, but I brought a saw on Ethel.
Okay.
That's some rough stuff.
Meaty.
I don't know which is worse.
I think the saw might actually be worse. Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna take it away from camp to do that. I don't need to have all that fresh blood spore right by our wagon.
Smart.
Right.
So first we want to drag. Where do you want me to? I mean, I imagine one of us will do the dragging as we're a little more beefy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pim violently throws up into the pool whenever he sees Alfric saw away at the neck, and you hear Bregan up on the.
I'm going into the woods. The big candy ass.
Bregan up at the top of the lip. She's like, "What are you doing down there? What's?" Because it suddenly got very quiet. Is everyone okay? She's like peering down.
Yeah, we'll bring the body out. We're gonna come out of the hole.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. We're fine, Bregan. We're fine. We're just gonna. Okay, don't be shocked with what we're bringing up.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh my!" As you kind of come up the steps, and
Bregan could help carry the body up the steps. That'd be great.
Yeah, she does, and that's fine. And yeah, looks a little pale. Pim is wiping spittle off of his lips, but you make your way back out. So down here in the basin of Fog Lake, it's once again extremely foggy and misty and stuff like that. So it's like a kind of like a white atmosphere around you. It's also very windy and cloudy. So you may have remembered when you approached that sometimes the wind will actually like brush away all that fog for a minute and give you like a clear view of the lake, and that's sort of what happens. But in general, you can't even spot your cave right now. It's so thick with fog. But
So, John, one thing I want to do, I know, they're not my retainers, but I know Halifax would still be invested in this.
Yeah.
Making sure they're still okay. Like, there was just a fight, there was just some trouble.
Yeah.
But I don't think either one of them were hurt.
No, and you guys handled it quite well. There was never sort of any issue like where they wouldn't think that you guys weren't capable, right?
And I think he'd want to like play that up, build up their confidence. This thing's a little weird. That's true, but we've got this. You guys performed well. We were all on top of our game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One of them was at the top, helping stop the doppelganger from getting away. I think I don't know if it was Bregan or Weevil, but
Weevil's
was up there.
Weevil's not there. Weevil's back with the wagon all the way on the road.
Oh, that's right.
Bregan is the hunter.
Yeah, so Bregan's a professional. You've paid her. She's not in any danger. And she helped you in that fight. She's fine. Now Pim, when you get back up at the top, has gotten a rather hard look around his eyes now. He's seen things. Pim has in his 2.5 hours down here.
1,000-yard stare.
And as you're returning back to camp, I'm going to be to follow the letter of the rules as written, as they say. And a non-classed retainer who goes down and has any sort of experience at all and comes back to and tells about it, immediately becomes a level 1 adventurer.
Ooh.
So
Dun, 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 dun.
for now, because he is actually Gwillem's retainer, and it would be Gwillem's choice, I'm going to just say as a default he's a fighter. But if Gwillem wants to change that to something else, that's totally up to him.
I mean, obviously illusionist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fighter sounds good. I'll take him under my wing and teach him all the thing that I know.
Right. So he can be more than just like a torchbearer for you now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. We know what we can do. Well, no, we should have David do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like roll for his hit points and stuff like that.
We should like cut our palms open and do blood brother shit and everything, you know.
Yeah.
But my point is he's a little bit more hardy, a little bit more brave.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, that's very cool. All right, so now we have to have like a logistics discussion. So
Absolutely.
we can do this while I'm off sawing the doppelganger into bits in the wood.
Serial killer.
I wonder if doppelganger bits are worth anything for magical components. Is that a thing?
We can make it a thing.
I would like to maybe take its tongue and its eyes.
It's lying.
Now I would think, now this is just me, like if their whole magic is like changing like their skin, maybe their skin is something that's worthwhile.
Maybe take a nice
like
big cloth of skin.
Exactly.
You guys, I'll be back in a while.
As I flay this individual.
You make a suit out of it for camouflage.
I need some Tupperware. Do we have any
Right?
Tupperware in that?
Like it's got to have like like the cuttlefish, like the cool. Are those somatophores or something?
Oh yeah, like the camouflage changing.
Yeah, like you got to have like something cool about it. You magic type, you got to be able to make something cool out of that, man.
I buy it.
6 years of wizard school. No clue about doppelganger.
Yeah. Cutting off a head or cutting out a tongue or something like that, no problem. If you actually want to like preserve the skin of this creature by skinning it professionally, that would require a roll. That's not going to be an easy thing to do.
I'm gonna make my best try. Let's
All
try
right,
it.
right on.
Sounds cool.
Oh, you know what though? Actually, Bregan is a hunter.
Uh-huh.
Is Reagan he's going to be upset about doing this to an intelligent creature?
She is.
Not too bright. I mean, maybe she'll just sort of keep going.
Bregan's not too bright.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not too bright. She's a professional, right?
Yeah, well, she'll do what you guys tell her to do. She doesn't like it if you want her to do it, but she.
These things are super evil, man.
All right, so it's not her normal thing that she does. Now, I would say with like Alfric, if you were going to try to do it, I'd give you like a 2 in 6 chance. I will give Bregan a 5 in 6 chance.
Can I assist her? Is there an assisting mechanic for that?
Not really. You don't really have any skills in that arena, like at all.
Right. You're right. I don't.
You know,
You're like, hold it clean while I.
Yeah.
Right.
She's the one who knows how to do this. She's like, you basically do what you got to do, Bregan, right?
All right. Why don't I roll? So am I rolling high or low for 6-sided then?
You
Roll 1 to 5.
yeah, roll 1 to 5 and you're good to go.
Oh, I thought it was 3 and 6. I thought you said 3 and 6.
5 and 6 for the hunter.
Bang. Bang.
Nice. All right, cool.
I was worried I didn't put it on the world thing. Oh no, you guys could see.
Yeah, there's a little bit of delay. Yeah, great. Okay, so it's rough work, man. It's rough work. It's like that scene in Game of Thrones with Tywin skinning the deer, right? Except it's like a humanoid form. But she manages to pull off the skin cleanly, and now it's a matter of what to do with it, sort of. But yeah, you've got doppelganger.
Wrap it up. Scrape it. Worst case scenario would make a hat.
Argus, if you're taking care of encumbrance, it's going to be a 2-slot item.
All right, so I'm taking one of the large sacks from Ethel, and we will put. This is so gross. Okay.
Roll up doppelganger skin.
Doppelganger skin. Okay, it's on the mule, who is super dubious about it.
Yeah, doesn't quite know what you like.
Maybe we don't actually put it on the mule right this minute, but on the way
should
home.
we like hang it out or something? Like
Dry it.
Seems like if you
Dry it, smoke it.
Well, no, they don't have any hair or anything, do they?
No, it's very smooth. Yeah, it's almost like yeah,
Like a frog skin.
right. Yeah.
Gross. All right. Well, I've got it marked on Ethel.
Okay.
And we're down to 2 large sacks.
I've got 1 large sack too. I have 2 large sacks as well.
Yeah, I've got some on me. I just have spares on Ethel.
Yeah, just for
So,
other things.
John, I think while we're doing this, I imagine this is going to take a process. This is going to be a process, right?
While,
so
yeah.
maybe we just do what we were kind of talking about. The discussion that we had kind of worried about is without Gwillem here, we're like, already 86 and a half of our spells. More than half since he gets more than me.
Not bitter at all.
And then maybe I can just camp and then reset and get my light spell back that I used on that doppelganger.
Okay, so yeah, that's it. That you're basically, it's 10:30 in the morning, so you'd have to go all the way through the day, then all the way through the night, and then start again fresh.
Yeah, but I'm going to be spending like 4 hours butchering doppelganger meat.
Sure, I know. I just mean like as far as encounters go, random. There's more chance.
What did you say, Mike?
Did you want some fillets?
Oh no, I'm already grossed out by the other idea.
Yeah.
And iron rations are starting to sound pretty good. That's I'll just have some nuts and hardtack, thank you.
I have some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
So if you're going to rest for the rest of the day, that's fine. Like I said, it's going to up the chance of random encounters.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's set a guard.
And
we're definitely gonna have to keep guard at the top of the grotto entrance there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd want to stay like within view of that anyway, just so we can tell if the
Yeah, but
wizard
within
or
the
anything
cover of
else
the
tries to
trees.
leave, right?
But
What?
Matt, within the cover of the trees, right? Like we don't want to just be right there at the top of the
Oh yeah,
stairs.
yeah. Just
No.
to be able to see.
Well, to be clear, there's no trees down here, right? You're in the basin of the lake, and then there's all these caves that riddle the side of it, and you're in one of these caves. And not only that, when you're in the cave, it's so foggy that you can't see like more than like 10 to 15 feet outwards from the cave.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Unless you're right by the lip, you will not be able to keep an eye on the lip.
I think we're gonna have to stay here. But we can light a campfire tonight and put up the tent and so on.
Oh! I have an idea. I
Okay.
have. Halifax has some twine.
Oh, you want to do a little tripwire bell thing?
I think wait. Do I have a bell? I think I have a bell. Let me look. I have a ball of twine. I have a ball of twine and a miniature bell.
Ding ding ding.
So we can like at the top of the stairs where it's not going to be such a so obvious. Set up a little thing with some sticks and the twine and the bell. So if anybody leaves or go in,
We could probably
be able to hear it.
pots as bells too. Tie them to the rope and clank, clank, clank when somebody comes up.
Oh, we can't. But I literally have a miniature bell.
Yeah. I mean, how far will the sound carry though? If we're all in the cave, will we hear it?
I don't know. I can go over there and check.
We could test. But I think it's fine for somebody to just be on guard here at the lip, every couple hours.
Oh, we should do that anyway, but we may or may not see because it's too far. Oh, you mean on guard at the lip of the thing?
At the lip of the grotto.
Oh, okay.
And, every 2 hours we swap out,
Okay, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
All right, so
Some people can be in the tent and the other 2 people, what is there's 3
All right,
of us.
I will stow my twine and my bell.
Well, I think it's a great idea in case
do you
there's
have
something sneaky out there, whatever, but
Oh, yeah. Let's do it anyway, just in case we have to go take a leak or something. Yeah.
right.
Okay, so you are any of you guys hurt? Are you guys less than full? No. Okay, so we don't have to worry about like.
Miraculously, we got through that largely because of that light spell. We got through that on the doppelganger without her even. I mean, she hit somebody. I thought Did she hit Gwillem.
No, she hit Gwillem?
I can't
I don't
remember.
think so.
I don't know if my notes.
I think the only hit that landed was you hitting me.
Yeah, she couldn't attack even when she was blind, so
I'd grabbed her, and you tried to hit and missed by a lot.
Yeah.
Nailed me instead.
So that's fine. So we don't have to worry about all that camping stuff. I need you guys to mark down rations being eaten.
Okay. Let's see
Ethel.
here.
Ethel.
So there's 5 people. So that's 5.
Yeah, and then there's Ethel. Ethel needs to eat as well.
Ethel can't just graze out there on the grasses.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, Ted, remember to mark off the replacement shield because it was on Ethel.
All right.
and I'm going to be taking that since I lost my
Got
last
it.
one. Thank you.
I'm going to strike through the shield, and I'm going to strike through.
And we get that encumbrance back.
That's right.
What do you do with the pulpy, meaty mess that's left behind of the doppelganger?
Oh, just kick that in the woods.
Okay, you have to drag. Okay.
Or like if we want to bury it or something so we doesn't attract like weird animals and stuff.
We could drag it into a cave.
Yeah. I mean,
That's away from us so that it's not going to.
Right.
Okay. All right, so you do that, and
Fine.
you set
So
up
we
your.
prop him up like a scarecrow.
Oh, yeah.
So, John, I've marked off rations, the extra shield, all this stuff off of Ethel.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
You settle down for the day.
Okay.
As Bregan is skinning the doppelganger, Alfric is studying his spellbook.
I'll guard the lip while they're doing all that stuff.
That's cool. And we go through the day, and the sun passes overhead. You just hear the sounds of the forest all around you, and the lapping of the waves of Fog Lake against the shore. As nighttime settles down and you light your campfire and you start taking your watches over near the lip, as night passes, you don't encounter anything and everything is fine, but you do hear, whoever is at the lip at any given time can hear like sometimes the scratchy, rasping laughter of goblins down below, oftentimes breaking out into like a violent argument of some sort, like way off in the distance. Like it's impossible to kind of tell where it's at, but you can hear activity down there going on, but you don't ever see anything down below the lip.
Okay.
Because there's no light. It's completely dark. The sprites do not return. It looks like they were either scared away or all killed. And you wake up. You wake up the next morning. It is now the 15th of Simswald. Huzzah.
You guys know that it's only like 13 days to my birthday, right?
Aw.
Is that right?
What do you want? What do you want?
Doppelganger meat.
I want a second
Goodness.
level. I want a second level spell for my birthday.
Second
If
level
I
spell.
live to the 27th of Simswald, John, I want Mossel Merdrouge to give me a second level spell.
It is Collie. It's market day if you want to go back to pre-work. And let's see what the weather is, please. If you don't mind.
Oh, give it a roll, Matt.
Oh, I can do that. That is
2d6?
2d, 1 or 2d6?
2d6.
3d6. Roll a 7.
That is a 10.
A 10. Oh. It's not good. You wake up and it is pouring rain outside. So the mist is super heavy, very damp, of course. Outside the cave is a muddy, slick mess. It appears that the crystals in the cave seem to be deteriorating into slush at a much quicker rate.
Weird.
And it's very, very gross outside. Ethel is miserable.
Very sorry, Ethel.
Do you think we could convince Ethel to come down in the tunnel with us? Down those stairs?
The goblins.
We'll go into caves. The goblins eat donkeys.
Yeah, I think since we don't have Gwillem, we kind of need to bring Bregan with us, which means we'd be leaving poor Ethel all alone up here.
No. There was the other guy.
Pim. I guess we could leave Pim with the...
Yeah, and they can also go shelter in a cave, so they're not standing in the rain, right?
Yep.
And wasn't there a third guy too?
Weevil's all the way back on the road with your wagon.
Oh, he's by the wagon. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and the dog.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Why don't we find a cave that is deep enough for them to get shelter, but not deep enough for them to have like hidden tunnels full of orcs? Right?
That never happens. That's just...
Come on.
And then they can hang out in there, and then the rain will wash away their tracks and all the rest of that, and they can hang out there, and that will be like a base camp for us, like to go back and meet up with them.
They can make art out of red handprints.
The first night we were here, we did spend in a cave, so we probably already had... Maybe that's where Pim and Weevil, or Pim and Bregan slept last night. I don't know, but that sounds good. So let's leave Pim with Ethel.
No, you
We'll
guys
take Bregan
slept in the cave. It's just whenever watch time happened, one person would go out to the lip and watch.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
So they can just stay in that cave then. I mean, if they want, they can go cut some underbrush and put it in front of the cave entrance or something.
That's up to
Can I
Pim.
hide a little bit? Not bad.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Reagan should come with us back down underground.
I don't want to bring them down there just because they're gonna get eaten. So
Yeah, it's fine. We leave Pim and Ethel up here. It's great.
okay.
So Pim and Ethel will stay up. We're gonna bring Brega down. Cover us with the bow.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the question is, we go down the stairs, we go into those rooms. Can you see the map on the screen there, Mike? And
Yeah.
Matt? You guys want to go back to the rainbow room and keep trying the path we were taking when we ran into the doppelganger, or do you want to try something different?
Well, one thing that we had talked about was following Hecator Unlight down and letting him go through like all the encounters and springing all the traps and then looting his corpse and taking his grimoire. So
He went through the carved door, right?
Yeah.
The nose fountain room?
Yeah, we heard him go like south by the Scabies.
Scabies or whatever.
Yeah.
With those mountains.
I don't know. Like I don't know if it was a trap that they tripped and it done, or there's just a horrible thing that will eat us all because it ate them too.
Well, the goblins were laughing last night, so
Well,
maybe they-
those were the ones that were like poisoning the
Sprites.
sprites. Yeah, not. I don't
Oh,
know. Like usually, like screaming and death is like a thing to like avoid.
all right, well, hey guys, let's go back down, at least get into the junction room between what is nose? What is nose?
the nose,
what
the Scabies had fluid in their
crazy.
nose.
Okay.
So important point for the listeners and watchers real quick. Listeners, unfortunately, not going to be able to see this, but watchers, this is Ted's translation of his own hand-drawn map of what we've been describing. So this is not some sort of fog of war reveal or anything that I've drawn myself. This is old school mapping on your own. And if anyone out there has the Incandescent Grottoes and opens and sees the maps, you'll see how accurate Ted has actually been with his mapping. It's pretty impressive. So yeah, the nose room is the Scabies room. That's the one with the perplescent moss, and where Ted drew there, where it actually becomes straight lines to the east a quarter. That's where that it turns into man-made structures to the east with that fallen door that had, right?
And what was the rainbow room?
The Rainbow Room's a fantastic club in LA. It's a
Well, that's where we met the doppelganger.
And it was like rainbow moss and those globes hanging from the ceiling.
correct.
And there were actual doors in the wall. And she was where that little X is where she was, I think, trying to get a keyhole open or something. And we said, oh, hey, can we help you? And
And it all
And
went
she had
down.
nothing on her body, right? There was like nothing on her body.
Oh
yeah,
There was. You got
looted.
treasure.
Yeah, we got
got
some
loot.
stuff.
Yeah, but was there anything like a key or like anything like that?
let's see.
Beggars that can't be
There
choosers.
was
There was a diamond.
gold.
I remember that.
50 platinum and a flawless small diamond worth 1,000 experience point. I mean, gold pieces. So no key, though. You're right, Mike. No
Okay.
man.
A lot of money, though.
Potions, no wands, no staff of the Magi. You keep asking about.
Yeah, she had a staff, but it dissolved whenever she turned back into her.
Well, that was a bunch of bullshit right there, boy.
I mean,
Right.
I would be down for either going to that alcove off of the eye room or going through that door that she was by. I mean, just I don't know, like trying to step. I don't like things sneaking up behind me. So maybe going to that alcove and going down to see how that connects to the red room.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
I
so
guess
okay.
my main thing is there's no real point in plotting out just now, because if we go right downstairs and we find like body parts scattered all over a room, it's going to change our thinking, right? So yeah, let's go
Okay.
down to the red room and then scout it out and see if there's anything new. And then I like Matt's idea of going up to the eye room with the alcove.
Okay.
It'll be kind of cool to see if anything's changed. The eye room is where the little figures were, right?
believe so, yeah.
It'll be cool to see if there's anything that's changed there.
Because we took figurines out. So we'll see if more appear. Okay.
All right, so you approach the lip of the grottos once again. It's pouring rain, so you're basically sodden by the time you even get up there. Bregan is sort of dancing on the balls of her feet because she's actually excited to sort of get down there. She's also wants to get out of the rain. So the at 8 a.m. in the morning, there is very little sunlight because of how overcast it is in the rain itself. So there is no like beam of sunlight. It's basically a complete darkness that's shining down there. A complete darkness that is down below you in the cave. So light sources, please.
Right.
Oh, yeah, we don't.
So
we don't really have a holder, right?
Not a dedicated one.
Should we do?
Let's do a lantern because torches will go out in the rain, right? And then I will put the knob of the lantern or the handle of the lantern and the crook on the top of my staff, and I'll manage the light because I'm gonna have to put shit down anyway to cast a spell. So it's not like I'm gonna be hampered and trying to use a shield. So I'm fine with that. She has a bow. You guys have shields. I will be the light bearer.
Should we do
How much
marching
oil
order?
do we have?
Hmm?
How much oil do we have?
I have on me. Oh, never mind. I only have torches on me, but we have some on Ethel, don't we?
I have one oil flask and one lantern on me.
Okay, so why don't we do this? The lantern's not going to help us get down, or the lantern will help us get down the stairs, and we can turn it off, and we can light a torch when we're inside the tunnel. You know?
I have torches, but yeah, we unfortunately we weren't thinking, and we left all the oil on the wagon.
We have one for Matt, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
I have one.
Okay,
oil.
so
hours.
Use it to get down the stairs, and then we'll light torches.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
and then I have 5 total torches, I think. Yeah.
And I have 3 on me.
All right. So when you light the lantern, even for that small amount of time, whoever's got the oil flask, I need you to mark it off because now it's like in the lantern. So that's gone. Don't forget to oil.
Well, whatever. Was there oil left in the lantern from the day before? Because we were using it. How many rounds did we use it last time?
You had that's true. You had 6 more turns left on that lantern.
All right, so let's relight that oil and save the flask that we have,
Okay, got it.
and then you can switch to torches, and then we'll have the oil still.
Okay, cool. So you head down the steps very carefully down into the darkness. You can see that some of the steps are still littered with the corpses of sprites, and there the sprites themselves are still down there on the sandy white beach, abutting the pool itself. Everything's very, very quiet down here. The rain is pitter-pattering on the pool itself, along with the waterfall. It's the waterfall. I shouldn't say it's actually not that quiet because of the waterfall, but with the blood would probably have been washed away from the fight in the rain.
Or it's like sandy, right?
Yeah, but there's it's open to the sky, so.
Right.
At least in part of it,
And
yeah.
it'll like wash and soak in, and it'll just disappear.
Yeah, but you don't see any obvious, and I guess Bregan would probably be the one to confirm it. She doesn't see any obvious fresh prints in the sand. Everything seems to be as you left it.
Okay.
Good, that's good.
Yeah, so you can see like the pulsating purple and orange glow. It's easy to kind of step underneath the roof of the cavern just by moving a little bit eastwards, where you're not actually exposed to the rain. Which is the direction you probably want to go, unless you want to try to swim across and go up into that dark passageway.
No, thank you.
No?
Already wet.
We should have tried to identify the poison that they were using.
Are there? Did they drop any of like their little? They were using like those little spray cans, right? Did they drop any of them? Or are they still?
They took them with them. Yeah, it's all right. Okay.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll find them sooner or later.
Okay, moving eastward. So now, when you're moving through dungeon terrain that that you have already explored,
Right.
we can always decide to do this. But if you're confident that you know the way, like there's no problem, and you feel confident that you can handle what's coming at you, you can move at double your normal exploration rate if you like. If you do, though, it means you're moving like carelessly. So, which means that there will be no checking for traps, like they will automatically be sprung, and you're moving also noisily, so that there'd be more chance of random encounters.
Yeah, it seems like a terrible idea.
But
I'm down with moving loudly until we get to the red room and then slowing down.
No, man. I think
No?
No, because we don't know what has changed. So let's just ninja up to that red room in case there's like a whole bunch of goblins in there that are just hanging out with spray cans full of poison.
Okay,
Right.
slow and steady, slow and steady. One question I have, John. I remember you had described like pulses of color.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, in this quarter.
Have those changed? Like, does that
No.
pulsing seem to be the same?
No, that seems to be the same. I think it was Elfric who actually in this quarter looked carefully into them, and he actually felt like some time actually slip away as you sort of zend out to like their rhythm.
And somebody else got healed. I thought somebody got healed. They actually heal like a hit point or something like that.
Yes, that was you, actually, or whoever was staring into the crystals here. That had to happen. Yeah.
I stared into the crystals and I learned that it had a healing property, but I think someone actually, I was at full. I think somebody else actually got healed doing that. I don't remember who. Anyway,
I don't think anybody was wounded.
only we recorded these sessions for posterity.
Yeah, so
there's no way to find out.
It's
in the
phasing
past,
purple and
it's
orange,
fine.
and they're 6 inches, and they're basically coming out from the sides of the walls. So just to be clear, these are crystals that are doing this. This is not like a mold or a fungi of some sort, like some of the other stuff that you've seen. These are crystals. So anyways, you've got your really cool, you boarded up your little insect tunnel there on this side. And as you approach the bloody red Scarlet Pimpernel room, you don't hear anything coming from there. Everything seems to be pretty quiet.
All right. I say we just keep going.
Okay.
Right. Do we want to? We see that passageway across the way. Do we want to go through that, or do we want to go up to the eye room and down? What do you guys think?
Actually, it might make more sense to just go through that passage in the red room and see if it connects with the eye room rather than backtracking.
Okay.
Right. So you when you enter the room itself, once again, it has the milk, the milky crystals that are sort of dripping milk onto the white sand on the ground, and you can hear that keening sound of the crystals to the south, right? And you remember when you went into that room to the south, that's where you met the scabies and the purplescent moss, and that keening actually warned you in Old Woldish, right? Actually sent out like a message to you.
Yeah.
But you can hear that keening off to the south.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's go in there.
The passage in the east in the red room.
To the east.
John, is it difficult to avoid the milky stuff dripping down, or is it easy?
No, it's easy. Yeah, it's like a slow drip. Yeah.
So
I would like to avoid it then.
Yeah. I have it here as a 5 foot wide exit. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So.
Who's first?
I'll go first.
Right behind you.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, just checking for some stuff here. Give me a second. Okay. So, let's see. You moved. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a check. All right. So you move about 10 feet down that corridor.
Okay.
And it opens up into a small chamber running oblong north to south. It's about 20. This is once again, it's like more of a natural chamber. 20 feet north to south, about 10 feet east to west, and it has rough rock walls and floor that are carved out of the solid rock. The ceiling itself is a scintillating crystals. These are white and pale pink. Seem to be carved from like a naturally occurring vein. And in the southern end of the room, centered exactly in the southern end of the room, there is another one of those statues that's standing upon one of those black marble plinths. Right.
Ooh.
Now this one.
Into the room, you said?
Yeah, the southern end of the room, directly in the center.
Like that?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Was the other statue in the skull room?
There was two. There's the skull. You're calling them the skull and the eye room because of the nature of the statues in them, right? And both of those statues were in the western ends. Yes, correct.
And there. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So what room is this?
So here, this statue on top of this large black plinth is an orange, made out of orange stone with green striations running through it. So it's sort of eye hurting. It seems to be carved into the form of a mass of melted human limbs. Yeah. Once again, sort of like the eyeball statue, shaped into like a rough sphere about 5 feet around. So it's just like a whole like big ball of like just wrapped limbs, but like melted together, human.
Man, I thought the doppelganger skinning was gross. This is.
Yeah. Now there is something engraved in the plinth like the others. But however, across from you, about 5 feet down from the northern end, leading eastwards, is a stairway that goes down.
Oh.
Now you recognize the make of the archway that is framing this stairway. It is first of all, it's like a man-made arch. It's not a natural cavern opening like you've been through before, and it is rimmed with green tiles, which is exactly the kind of doorway that the doppelganger of Marjoram Gryver was investigating when you first met her. The roof of the stairway that your lantern. I'm sorry, you lit a torch, right? Light a torch, Charlie.
Oh yeah, we switched from the lantern to torches. Is that correct?
Oh, once we're out of the rain.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
All right, so torch, moving off a turn. Okay, so your torch shines down a little bit. You can see that the roof of the, of the stairway as it goes down, is curved, and it is tiled with black tiles, black stone tiles all the way down.
Just to clarify, the black tile roof is in the room with the limb statue.
No,
or
it's
in the
actually
hall?
it's in the actual stairway going down. Like if you enter the stairway, that chamber is covered with these. Here,
what?
it's all
what's
it's
the roof
all like
in this room?
white and pale pink crystals that are scintillating.
Oh,
above
that's
you.
right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, everything's very, very, very quiet here. There's a mustiness that's coming from down below that's sort of wafting up gently, providing a breeze in the air. But everything's
The
very
red
quiet.
room is the natural stone cavern, right?
As is this.
Yeah. Everything's been natural except for the chamber where you met Marjoram Gryver, the doppelganger.
Rainbow room.
What you're seeing right now, the stairway, and then also down further to the south, the doorway that led eastward, where you were hearing you heard the goblin die, and the gibbering,
Right.
and where Hecate went after you met with him.
Okay.
And is there an exit or anything out of the north end of this room, John?
No, does not appear to be.
Interesting.
Oh, that's on the east. I had that on the wrong.
So Ted, that means that I do want to go up to the eye room and find out what's up there before we go down a level.
Yep.
Maybe do some more investigation on the rainbow room.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
I'm
the
down with
message.
that too.
Plinth. We got to read first.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Good point.
can we split up? John, was there anything on the northern wall in this chamber?
Doesn't
Yeah,
appear to
he
be.
already said that.
All
Yeah.
rough rock walls. Yeah,
Can I go search that for secret doors though?
sure you can.
I'm gonna go try and search that.
Do you do anything
wall.
specific, or do you just do what
Well,
John
I
does?
want to try and see if I'm gonna first, I'm gonna observe the wall, right, and then I'm gonna look for if it's a natural wall, right? It's natural.
It's a natural. Yeah, it's been carved out of the rock, but yeah,
rough hewn.
Mhm.
Natural or rough hewn.
rough hewn, I should say. Yeah, it looks like it has been carved by hands, but it's just very, very rough. It's not like walled. You know what I mean?
All right, I'm gonna look for some sort of indentation or a bulge on the wall that looks like it might have like some sort of hinge or a button or something like that.
Sure. Come roll me a d6.
All right. Imagine my choices are pretty shitty, but whatever.
You should have that on your character sheet.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. Does not appear to be anything unnatural there.
And at the other end of the room, circling the creepy melted limb sphere. What was on the plinth? You said there was something written there.
There is. Do you look at it and examine it?
Read it.
All
and
right.
go insane.
All right. It says engraved. It says the most elevated one.
Okay. You guys have the notes for what the other one said?
Yeah, let me look here. Let's see. Let's see. The honored servant and the acquiescent. So I'm guessing this is a series of gods, perhaps, or aspects of a single god. We're in some kind of, ancient temple plaza or complex of some kind.
What
Don't-
did the
don't forget
what did
to-
the room say that had the scabies in it?
What did it say when you entered?
Gravy room. I have. We walked in and it said, "Bow mortal before the faceless lord."
Indeed.
All right. The faceless lord does not sound like an honored servant, nor does it sound like it is a acquiescent.
No.
The skull statue also, that's the one that said the acquiescent. There was written over top of it, it actually was written in some sort of scrawl that says, "Do not touch."
Right. I'm assuming that touching any of these is a bad idea.
That's right. The goblins, I think, had written "Do not touch," and the skull one was some carved skulls and some actual skulls, right?
Actually, a viewer actually pointed out that I made a mistake about that, so it might just be a good time to.
Thank you, viewer.
Yeah. Right. So it was. I told you that it was actually actual skulls carved, like stacked, but it's not. It was actually all three of these statues that you've seen, the skulls, the eyes, and the limbs, are all made out of stone. It's just been expertly carved to look like those particular things.
Right.
And so the skull statue, but here's the difference. The skull statue is the one that has said "Do not touch" on it. It's also where you met with Hecator, and it was carved to look like skulls, but there were actual skulls that were loose around the base of it. So that's an important distinction that can't remember who said that, but thank you for the pointer. I misread that in the description.
When Hecator came, right, he was coming with a bunch of goblins from an area to the skull room, which is where we met him. Right?
He was coming. Say that again.
See, we came into.
We first heard Hecator like having an argument with some goblins or whatever, and wasn't he coming up a stairwell or something?
No, they were talking about guarding a stairwell.
Correct.
He wanted them to guard one for him.
Yeah.
It might be this one, or it might be one up farther.
We were in the red grotto, and we could hear them next door arguing about the Gelatinous Grimoire. We enter, and it was a Droon in a scintillating crystal ceiling. There was a horrific hack we had written down in a horrific stack of human skulls, 8 foot high on a black marble base in the room there. So when we encountered him, he was arguing with goblins in the room labeled skull. Right. Now, he mentioned stairs. We don't know. I think
which
we can
ones?
safely assume
He specifically called out that he wanted to hire those goblins to watch the stairs, so that if this rogue prismist should show her face, that they could guard against her, interrupting his search for the Gelatinous Grimoire. He also suspects too that she herself may have attained it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, you're getting the feeling that basically it's like, well, if there is this so-called wizard down there, like a wizard would be likely to want, a treasured book, and so he's like, if I find out she's got that book, it's mine. Is basically what he was saying,
Cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's one other thing I wanted to do, like when you're checking out the thing, or the statue on the plinth.
Yeah.
Can he look around specifically at that thing to see if any of these limbs seem detached at all? Like, I know that these are carved out of stone, but do any of them look like they could be moved, like, placed in there instead of carved out of one piece?
Are you just looking, or are you feeling for?
As if
oh no, I just want to look.
Okay.
I don't want to touch it.
All right. Yeah. Looking carefully up close, you don't see it. It all seems to be a one piece. If it impresses you even further about the quality of the workmanship, looks to be quite old though. However, when you got your face pressed up pretty close to it, kind of taking a look, you
like that.
Yeah, exactly. Looking at it, you actually glimpse your own face among the weird melted rock formations of the statue itself. Some like deeply hidden within the stone itself, not like a reflection of light. That's like a just a mirror.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it's almost like compound pictures of you, like all over the place, like they warped within like the differing limbs. They sort of like all these little pictures of like little portrait shots of you.
Oh yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
Unclean.
Yeah, he jumps back when he sees that.
Yep.
That does not look like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am really curious to see what happens if it gets touched, though. It says do not touch on that other one. Are they all deadly to touch? Are they deadly? Do they turn you into something?
I know there's one way to find out for sure.
We have hirelings.
There is an easy way to find out, my dude.
Bregan doesn't like to look at him at all, but she's just holding the torch.
No, I'm holding the torch.
We could use the butt of my spear to touch it and see what happens.
I'm gonna say a turn goes by when you're investigating the room.
Yeah.
You're gonna poke it?
Let's go. No, let's go check the alcove out.
What if we apply fire to it?
Then we will waste another turn.
There's a sudden.
Like, I'll just try and sear it with the torch. And
There is a massive wave all of a sudden of extreme cold that wafts up the stairways. It like blows through you, like as if like the tundra itself was like suddenly placed down below at the base of the steps, like a, even smells like that, like and dissipates off. It chills
as
your
if
bones.
a doorway to Phrygia had opened and unleashed some frost elves in the Incandescent Grottoes.
Never happened.
Nothing else seems to happen, but it was very chilling, you might say.
All right, guys, decision time. Do we run up to I room and check out the alcove, and then go up to Rainbow room and have a cocktail, or what?
This is the rainbow room. It's the best.
I want to check out the alcove.
All right, let's go check out the alcove.
Alcove, okay. All right.
The alcove is also dressed stone, or is it still rough?
Well, you have to get up there first.
Okay, fine.
Right.
We'll go through the spell room.
Moving slowly, I assume. Yes.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Yeah. Okay. You can actually get there without much incident, but it's unnerving to go past the two statues once again: the skull statue and the eye statue.
When we get it, when we get to that eye room, are the statues, the little figures, the same?
So it looks like I can't remember which ones you took. Do you have a list of what you took?
Yeah, just a second.
We all took our own, right?
Don't think Halifax did. I think everybody else did. I think he left his.
Argus takes his own statue and leaves his gnome statue behind, which would have appeared under my pillow this morning.
Oh yeah, you got to remind me of that because I'm never going to remember.
That's what I'm doing. And then I didn't actually write down who took what else, but I think we all took our own.
I remember Gwillem did. I don't think I did because I wanted to be like the
Control group.
Right. So there was a couple of goblin statues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are still there if you left them there. There was also the three knights.
Yep.
Who were quite obviously the knights that you met all the way back in the oath I can't remember the name of the inn now. But back at the inn.
our favorite inn.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Clash Antler, thank you. Clash Antler. Yeah. There was one of the Droon, right?
Yeah.
There was that there. But let's see.
There were 7 goblins, 2 women, right?
Yeah.
No,
I don't. There's nothing new. There's nothing new there.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Are any of them missing?
Missing ones
No.
Okay. Are we back? Like, is the figurine that I took there now a duplicate, or is it just back, or is it?
No, you still have your own that you took, but there's not an additional one there.
Okay.
Nothing was duplicated except for Marjoram Gryver.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Are you gonna go stick your face really close to the statue, or how fast?
I think we already looked at this one pretty good. I want to go see what's in the alcove.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So to the east. Give me a sec. Sorry. Where's my map? I need my key. Yeah.
Do we do that thing where we poke our heads around the corner, like stacked up?
Yeah. I think it was Argus who looked down there. Maybe it was Gwillem. But yeah, so there is a 5-foot passageway that is made out of actual stone blocks this time, pockmarked, and it opens up into a north-south corridor. Directly across the 5-foot width of the corridor, you saw that there was an alcove, and then looking left and right, you saw that the corridor itself, as far as the length of your torch radius, was lined with those alcoves every 5 feet. They appear to be about 2 feet wide, 5 feet tall. There is a penetrating cold, similar to what you felt coming wafting up from the stairs. However, this is more like just like the ambient temperature of this chamber, of this corridor, is coming as you kind of stepped into that passageway. You never stepped in, but you saw from a distance that in the alcoves there appeared to be some sort of pile of smashed and twisted debris of some sort, but you weren't able to actually get a good beat on it.
So does the passageway continue to the east then?
No, it becomes a T-junction, just like Ted's map there. It becomes a T-junction running north and south.
Oh, so these are tiny little alcoves. Okay.
Yeah, directly in front of you though, like where the A is, where you wrote
Yeah.
alcoves, is like a little alcove, right?
Okay.
And then they dot like every 5 feet in the middle of each square is like a little alcove.
Right. Well, yeah, I definitely step in and kind of look to the north and look to the south to see.
Okay, in your armor, a chill settles in as you step fully into the chamber itself. It's just like cold. Yeah. And
Would you say it's witch's tit cold?
yeah,
Okay,
it's a good, an apt simile.
that's what I thought.
However, without Alfric's torchlight, you can see little.
Pass it up, Alfric.
Passing it up.
Here
Here
comes
you
the
go,
torch.
Halifax. Have a torch.
I still got my shield out, but I'll take the torch to look.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, to the north and south. Let me just check the map here to see if you're 5, 10, 15. Okay. So when you're standing in the midst of the corridor, kind of turning to the left and right, your torch will actually reach either end of this corridor. So to your left, toward the north, it goes on for another 15 feet, where it seems to turn a corner to the east. And there are thus, because it's 15 feet, 3 more. Well, there's actually the alcove directly in front of you, and then 2 more to the north. To your right, it goes on for about 20 feet before there is a blank stone wall at the other end of it, and there are 4 additional alcoves. So there should be a total of 7, Ted.
Yeah, hold on. We got to fix a few things.
Yeah, you're a little bit off, but not too bad.
Doo-doo-doo. Don't mind me. So it goes 20 feet, you said?
20 feet to the south and 15 feet to the north.
Ooh, what is going on? This tool is a little hard to get used to.
No, that's fine. You know.
That's what she said.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Now,
so we got
you can
7 alcoves.
You can see that there is a door that is on the northern side to the west that is facing that turn, right?
Right there.
Point to it.
I put a little door sign.
Is it this right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Or maybe we're misaligned a little bit. Maybe that's that door.
Didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Oh, easy enough. You know, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. You're very close. I'm still very impressed.
Okay.
I think it's just like this hallway here was probably just one too long.
So that you can see, even though it's at the edge of your torchlight, Halifax, that door is made out of a solid dark wood with cast iron bands, and it is bordered by a curved arch with green tiles, which is exactly the same description as what you saw in the Rainbow Room that Marjoram Gryver was inspecting.
It's nice.
Yeah.
What about the ceiling? So the ceiling of the one with the green arches with the stairwell was black going down.
Mm-hmm.
What's the ceiling look like over there?
The ceiling, everywhere in this corridor is dark stone blocks, both the walls and the ceilings, and they're about 8 feet high. But they're pockmarked, right? Like it looks like they've been chipped away with age. But they are like unlike like the rough hewn nature of the statues of the statue chambers, right? This is like, clean blocks,
Okay.
like man-made.
Okay. So before we get too far into this hallway with these little alcoves,
Mm-hmm.
I want to look at the walls opposite these alcoves to see if there's like any if anything is shot or exploded out of these alcoves against the other wall.
Okay.
Like, are there silhouettes of past adventurers burned into the wall?
Right.
Half of a South American archaeologist impaled on something.
No, the walls actually appear to be smooth. But yeah,
The archaeologist hasn't been impaled yet.
Right. You don't see any holes, though. You don't see anything that's obviously a trap. However, looking, without investigating too closely into the alcoves, you do see as you sort of are looking. And once again, you're not moving into the corridor. You're not actually moving down. You're just looking where your torchlight is actually showing. You do see that the alcoves all seem to contain some sort of pile of smashed debris.
I wonder if they're
Turned
similar, like analogs for these other statues. Smaller versions of this is the 7 gods of this evil pantheon or something.
The travel to get here and the investigation took a turn.
Okay. All right. Well, that torchlight reaches up and down this whole hallway, so
It does,
I'd like
yeah.
to squeeze in, and I want to start looking at these ones to the south.
You want to use your spear poke technique to.
I'm gonna poke around. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm worried about like pressure plates, and this seems
Okay.
like a good place for that.
Yeah, I'll tap my way along as I head south, and then I'll start with the southernmost one, investigate it, and move up back north.
Okay, so you're all the way back down. Okay, cool. So we'll cut to the chase here. In each one of the alcoves, looking carefully and kind of prodding at them, you see that each one contains a pile of what appears to be a mix of smashed bones and smashed wood. They actually seem to be like what you can gather from the smashed wood is that it might be some sort of frame of some sort. Not really sure, but it doesn't look to be like furniture so much.
A box.
Yeah, can we take the pieces out and see if we can kind of jigsaw puzzle them?
Yeah, you can. You can't put it together exactly, but actually taking it out, if you're picking it up, you're touching it. All good.
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay, you pull it out, and yeah, it does appear to be that the each one contained like a small, like wooden picture frame, like a frame for a painting.
And do the bones appear to be human or humanoid or animal bones?
That's very difficult to tell. Not animal, not like small animal, like much more like a humanoid bone fragments.
Like we could tell if it was a chicken.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like they're
Or
thicker
pig,
bones. Yeah. And
Goblin or human would be harder.
but each one is also the alcove walls itself, and some of the debris is spattered with a dark brown residue,
Ooh.
like dry. You know what I mean? Like it's like almost like painted.
Blood.
Might be.
So there was like a frame, and they would take somebody's head or something and put it in the frame as like a decoration. That seems like something that you would find in an evil temple, right?
Sure, man. So if I scrape everything out and kind of scoop it up and lay it on the floor to look at it,
Mhm.
and it's a frame with some bones. We'll never know what it was a picture of, or maybe a holy symbol or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the alcove that's now empty. Anything going on in there besides the spattered residue?
Doesn't appear to be. No. It looks.
Looking around in there, looking for.
Yeah. It looks like the contents of each alcove was met with like extreme violence, right? Like.
Yeah.
Like someone didn't like what was in there, or the contents themselves like arose, and who knows, right?
Right.
Your mind paints so many pictures.
And are they all the same? If we're looking to see
They
if
do
there are any
appear,
of
yeah.
them that are different.
Yep, none of them appear to be. Obviously the debris is in different shapes and forms and stuff like that, but it all seems to be generally the same kind of content.
Huh.
Yeah, in each one of the 7 alcoves. Now, if you go all the way to the north there, however, assuming you're checking out all the alcoves, yeah?
Yep. Check them all and go up north.
Yep, now, you do see that up north there, first of all, you make a note that the door seems to be very similar to the one that you saw in the Rainbow Room, and it does check out to be aligned. However, more exciting is that directly as you turn to the east, where it rounds that bend, is another stairway down. It is also framed by a curved arch with green tiles, and Halifax, you can confirm that once again it has that curved roof with black tiles on the stairway itself. So right in that little 5-foot square there, you can see it's basically fronted on east and west by these arches with green tiles, right? But one is framing a door to the west, and one is framing a stairway to the east that goes down.
Okay.
What are those hash marks in the north wall of the Rainbow Room?
That was a set of doors. I'm going to put them back
Okay.
in this in a different color now, since I've had to. Oops, I'm still set to eraser. Oh, you crafty little machine.
So while our cartographer, our wonderful cartographer, is
you're doing an excellent job. If it becomes too tedious, Ted, that's fine. Like we just thought it would be cool for people to actually see you mapping, but
it's very helpful. I mean, it's matching up what I'm doing. It's really cool.
Yeah, but if you want to go back to your pencil one, Ted, I don't want you to get all like frustrated with it.
I'm not frustrated, John.
Okay.
Are the tiles the same? I mean, you mentioned that they're green. Do they have any writing on them or anything, or does it look
no writing?
identical?
Yeah. They just stand out because of the quality of the tile itself, right? Like glazed tile. You know what I mean? Like some artistry was put into this.
So
now the big question is right now, 2 out of 4 egresses from like this level. Are
yeah.
these staircases going down?
Sure.
We-
Oh yeah, we don't know about the stairs in the lower one. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do we investigate those, or do we follow the breadcrumbs down?
Stay on this level for now.
Yeah, you know the
All right,
rainbow
so check
room.
it.
The rainbow room had a huge double doors that had like
Yeah.
the three pupiled eyes, right,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
either door.
I smell treasure.
Yeah.
And of course,
I guess-
and of course, there's where Hecator went. And I mean, you see the map. You know where your options are.
I like checking out before we go down. Let's check out the double doors just
Okay.
to see what's up there.
Yep.
Okay.
Concur.
So can we open that door that we think goes into the rainbow room? Can we open it from this side?
Would you like to try?
Yeah.
I
You
take
might want to
many
that sucker
steps
for
back.
traps, my dude.
Yeah, I take many steps back. I go back to around. The
It's not trapped. The doppelganger was trying to open it and it didn't go off in her face.
Do we know that though, or was she just hanging out there?
No, I remember when we saw her, she was actively probing it,
yeah, probing. She's looking for traps.
and she didn't find any.
Perfect. All right, I go around the corner.
Argus?
I personally, I'm willing to walk the extra 20 feet, to go around rather than
Like
risk.
60 feet, man. Come on.
Oh man,
Argus, just you and me, Ted. Are you opening that door, baby?
I'm opening that door.
Hell yeah! All right.
I'm with the cowardly wizard.
It opens outward, like towards you. Pretty seamlessly, actually, and pretty noiselessly, as if it's been well maintained. And indeed, you are blasted with the scent of the mold that covers the walls here, and also the sight of that mold, which is rainbow colored.
Nice.
And you find yourself in the that large carved, not carved. It's actually like a man-made wall chamber with the dark stone blocks. The stone makeup of this room, by the way, is exactly the same as that was in the quarter that you just were in. However, the temperature becomes much more normal as you enter into this room.
I'm sure he will be pleased to see our light coming around the corner as we took the torch.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you guys weren't with him.
You guys ditched me? You just went all the way around? Bastards. All right.
But it is actually ambiently lit, Argus. So as you enter without the torch, it does have that soft moon-like appearance because of the puffballs.
Yeah.
And they're the first double doors that you've seen in the dungeon are here on the northern side. So they are made out of gray sandstone, and each door is carved with a 2-foot wide 3-pupiled eye. So it's like a set of eyes because the doors are closed, right? But each one has 3, like a
Does
triangle.
the doors have handles, a lock, latches? I mean, how are they? Hinge?
They appear to have so there's like the 2 eyes, and then like sort of forming like, you could kind of see it as maybe like a nose, right? Are
Right.
2 big heavy metal latches, like big handles.
They're pull outwards.
Yeah, like
door?
big, yeah.
All right. Now I think we ought to have a look for some traps.
That sounds like a lovely idea.
So
Any of us kids were looking at traps.
I'm let's see, get the old dice roller out here. I'm right up to the door there. I'm gonna look. Oh, so close. I don't know what I found. Probably nothing.
I'm sorry, I gotta get the dice thing up here. What'd you get?
I rolled a 5, John.
Looking for traps on the door?
Yeah.
Yep, you
And I
know.
rolled a 5, so I'm
Seems
quite
normal.
certain there are no traps. Seems normal. Totally legit.
Totally fine.
Handles in the middle of the door, are they
The what?
Nose.
center
Yeah,
of the door panel? The handles.
The handles are at a normal spot, like human height.
Hey, paranoid as I am, if it looks like these doors pull, why don't we use my grappling hook and some rope and pull them open from kind of off to the side instead of like, hello.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. I love that idea. But before that happens, I want to regardless of Argus's search, I want to look at the eyes in there. The three pupiled eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any indentations or holes at the center of the pupil?
They have, actually, when you look at them, they do appear to be carved rudimentary, like almost like in like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like in an artistic fashion, but not expert, right? It's sort of like a medieval sculpture, right? Like not quite as
Right.
refined
It's
as.
not realistic.
Yeah, not really realistic. But however, what it does kind of ping in your mind is that the eyes themselves are the way in which they're rendered is very similar to the way that the eyes statue was rendered.
Okay.
That the eyes there, remember, they also were sort of carved in a fashion to sort of indicate the presence of a pupil. This is sort of the same thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But like, I guess my question
Eyes?
being is there a hole enough in the center of those pupils to hide some sort of dart or arrow or needle or anything like that?
Yeah, gotcha. You're looking for something nefarious. Doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Just to recap, the inscription around the eye statue that's in the next room down was the honored servant. Is that the honored servant?
Yes, that's the honored servant. That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm sorry, I'm not done yet. Is there a gap between the two door panels wide enough to see through?
Not to see through, no. But obviously it's 2 doors, so there is a seam, but it's very, very tight.
And what about on the bottom? Is the seam tight on the bottom?
Same thing, yeah. There you can there's a slight opening, like obviously it has to kind of move against the ground, but you can see like the stone floor here doesn't have like the indications of any like of a mark, like an arc of stone beam, you know what I mean? So there is enough of a gap that it looks like should you be able to open it, that it actually moves smoothly over.
Oh, I have an idea. I take the torch and hold it down along the bottom edge of the door just to see if there's wind. Blowing one way or the other.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hold on, let me check the room description beyond.
Checking for wind.
That's a good question.
We'll break it.
I take it back wholly. There is absolutely no movement of your torchlight.
Okay.
Right.
Even though there is like a small gap underneath there, like a centimeter maybe.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna take a piece of paper.
A turn goes by. Sorry.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna take a piece of paper from my my writing utensils and parchment papers, and I'm going to kind of just take a piece of paper and see if I can slide it underneath the door, underneath that gap.
You can.
And how far back I can go before it meets resistance.
No resistance.
Okay, and I'm going to do that in the middle of the door too.
That one you can kind of slide it in a little bit, but then it meets resistance almost immediately. Like it's like a really super tight seam on the vertical.
When it comes back, is there a message on it?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Hat paw mark.
All right, let's try Halifax's idea with the grappling hook and the rope and get around the corner and open that bad boy up.
All right, so you're opening the right door or the left door?
Well, and let me ask you this: is there any kind of a handle? Like I know you said there's a handle, but is there a button on the handle to unlatch?
No, it's just like big, heavy iron, like grasping things.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we could hook it on and then go kind of in the hallway through the open door and do it over there.
Yeah. So let's grab the door that's to the eastern door.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we go through the door that I just came through. We hide through there.
All right, so you're gonna be in the alcove chamber, the alcove corridor.
Right.
Over by the stairs.
Okay, but Halifax is the one pulling the door open.
Wait.
so-
Are we going there or are we going back around the eye room one? Because then we're pulling straight.
Yeah. If you pull straight, it won't pull that far open. To actually open it, you need to be off to the side.
I want to pull it this way, so it'll swing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool.
And then all the flame that comes out will shoot right into the eye room where we are not.
Got it.
Love that. Yeah.
Smart. All right.
Okay.
So Halifax, you put the hook in there and you pull. You have to use quite a bit of strength. Like you guys see Halifax. I thought you were on to be safe in the room, but that's fine. Whatever. Halifax is strong enough by himself. He strains. You can see the muscles in his arms, but he managed to and pulls it open. It makes a sound of a stone scraping against stone as it clears the other door, right? But once it clears the other door, it's like, and it opens up. And of course, because of the angle that you're at, you can't see what's beyond the door, but it opens up silently.
And nothing shoots out.
Nothing shoots out. However, Halifax, and I would probably say it's only you, the air that wafts into the room following the opening of the door, there is, it's a mixture of staleness and of putrescence. There's like a little bit of putrid air coming that kind of comes in.
All right, so before we go into that room, I want to go back to this hallway down by like the eye room, and I want to get a straight shot looking into the doorway.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So loop around. So you're like 30 feet from the opening.
Right.
Over here,
Yeah,
looking up.
Yeah, like that.
Sorry, pointing out. I wasn't looking at the map. Say it. Do your thing.
So he wants to go down here and peek around and look up. To look through the door.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
He'll
Oh,
leave the
I see.
torch.
Yeah, moving around. Nice. Using,
Oh, no,
using the
rainbow-
loops in the dungeon. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of bolt around the corner there, come out. The temperature returns to normal, and you get a bead all the way down into what lies beyond. And surprisingly enough, what you see beyond the door, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Well, right there, Alfric. Unfortunately, your light is going to end right at the entrance.
That's okay.
The rainbow room gives
Do I
off.
see anything shambling out of the entrance?
No. There doesn't appear to be anything dangerous coming out of the entrance, but you can now also kind of smell that putrescence on the air.
But John,
Yeah.
doesn't the rainbow room also have its own illumination? Wouldn't that go through the door some?
Yeah, that's true. I guess, yeah, enough that you could be able to see this. In the darkness beyond, that is only dimly lit by those moonlit puffballs. You see that there is only 5 feet beyond the doorway is another double doors.
Bastards.
That is cruel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where okay. Yeah. All right. Sure. Fine.
Not what you wanted to hear.
Fine, stupid dungeon.
Man,
Turn talking to whoever designed this.
isn't this from Get Smart? I think that's the hallway full of doors. All right.
Dude, it's doors all the way down. That's
Doors
just the
all
rest
the
of it.
way
Yeah, exactly. Every 5 feet, double doors. What do you do?
All right. I'm gonna go around
Tony is trapped.
up into the room and
Before we open the second door, can we take a quick break, John?
Yes, it's break
that's a
time.
good idea.
Break time.
Break time. We'll see
You'll
you
never
guys.
even know we were gone.
Yes, we'll see you in a couple minutes. And we're back. Matt was just reminding me that I completely forgot to ask Elfric what his spells were for the day when we started. So what are your spells for the day?
Outward kill and fly.
Okay. I'm going to nix both of those right off the bat. Try
All
again.
right. Then I guess I'll go with my sleep spell and my light spell.
Yeah, that's not too bad for an alternative. Sleep and light, got it. All right. So yeah, we are in the
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
How many second level spells do you have memorized?
oh,
Yeah, you should bring some of those because I hear those are really good.
You keep leaving them off your list there. What's up, man?
I know, it's crazy.
we need to just refocus what it is basically. It's not the Incandescent Grottoes. The module is the search for the Gelatinous Grimoire. That's the real goal here. All right. So speaking of which,
Which will have all first level spells, third level spells, seventh level spells.
I'm just going by what the thing tells me. I mean, we'll see. Is it even a thing? Maybe it's just a red herring? So you, so Alfred, you were standing in the back of the eye chamber looking down there, and as I said, the extent of your torchlight and the moonlight puffballs hanging in the rainbow room illuminate what appears to be a second double door directly in front of the one that you just opened. You can see, even though you're not looking too carefully, even though you're looking far away, that double door as well appears to have some sort of eye motif on them, but it's difficult. There's not enough illumination to actually make out the details.
All right. I use a salty expletive and say, "Come on out, guys! It's another door."
I want to go
my
up.
ears.
I want to just sort of look in the gap here and see if there's like corridors to the side or whether it's just a short little, tunnel like you're entering M's office.
It does. It just seems like to 10 feet high
Here's
floor.
wall here.
Yeah, dark stone blocks, but it's completely contained.
So maybe I'll just move the grapple around onto the next set of doorknobs and go back.
Wait, before you go in there, let's toss something in or something to see. That seems like a good little kill box.
I should say Argus did step in. So
Okay.
yeah, he's actually he is okay. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna hook the grapple on.
But if something bad was there, then something bad would have happened to him. Yeah.
before you start yanking on shit, can we basically duplicate our investigations from the last door on this door, searching the pupils, searching for like darts
Okay,
or
so
traps?
Argus, you
I want to
can.
get my nose. One other thing, I want to get my nose right up to the crack. If it was putrescent between these two doors, what's it going to smell like on the far side of that door? And I want to listen. If I hear like groans and shambling monsters, then maybe we just go somewhere else.
All right. We'll
Okay,
do all
so-
those.
All right, so first of all, Argus, the very first thing that Argus notices is the first one in there is that these double doors do have the eye motif, but the eyes themselves are each closed. So you know, like they're carved in a fashion that they're represented as closed. So there's no pupils at all, but they are in exactly the same spot as the ones in the door behind you. The doors are the same size. They are made out of gray sandstone. Yes, there is a slight smell of putridness in the air. It's not like overwhelming, right? But when Elfric gets down really close to like the seam in the door, yeah, you can still smell it beyond. So it doesn't seem to be originating from this small little chamber, right? And also, Elfric, when you press your ear to it, you can hear what is like, and very, very faint, very, very faint, to like beyond the door into the west. You can hear what seems to be like rushing water, but I mean, it is like super faint, just like.
Okay. What's the ceiling like in here?
10 feet tall. Dark stone blocks exactly the same as the alcove corridor and the rainbow rune. If you should scrape the mold off of it.
All right. Shall we pull this open?
Do it,
Or do we
man.
wanna-
Let's do it again.
Are you gonna do it? So with if you want to do the grappling hook method, or do you want to just use your hands? Because the grappling hook, like because of you can't really step to the side, it would only open it like a little bit, right? Because you would have to pull it directly backwards.
Hey, Mike, when you guys were down in that underwater grotto space, where you think there might have been a snake or a serpent or something, did you smell anything down there?
Not that I recall.
I don't recall either, actually. If there was a smell, it was different than this smell. Put it that way.
Because depending on how you map it, it would not be crazy to think that whatever's on the other side of this door is more or less directly above
Pie.
where we think that snake grotto would have been.
Maybe.
Sure. Except that we probably haven't hit the depth that
No,
David and
but
I would.
you know that there was a pool in the center and steaming a prismatic smoke in there. I have just a note written voice above suggesting maybe there was a way out. You know, maybe
Yeah, there was a voice that was like whimpering in pain.
Oh.
And
So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
You might
to be honest with you, to be honest with you, some of our impressions of that voice whimpering in pain could have been one of the knights that was like captured.
Oh.
So maybe this is.
I'm gonna say a turn goes by.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's.
We'll trigger whatever trap is going off just by opening the doors, hopefully a little bit.
Yeah, let's hook it. We'll do the rope thing. Pull it as far as we can.
I'm just thinking there could be a big old snake or something on the other side. So that's all I'm getting at here. But we'll find out.
Oh,
Oh,
John, Bragan and I are going to kind of stay in that one corner in the eye room, looking straight down, while
Like right here.
Alex and Bragan try to yank the door open.
Okay, you're having a little bit of connection issues there, Mike, but I get the general idea.
Yeah, if Bragan could have like arrows ready too, that would be great.
Okay, cool. All right, so Halifax.
Bragan and Mike are in the eye room taking cover.
Yep.
And Halifax and Argus are in the alcove corridor pulling on the rope.
Like, you don't have a grappling hook too, do you? I'm the only
No,
one.
I don't.
Do you want to tie another rope? That way we could pull both doors.
So it's a little okay. So if you're attaching the grappling hook to the far door and then coming all the way back out into the alcove chamber, because you're kind of that means the rope is sort of
Straight and then
kind of coming to the side, then also hooking around the already open door. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be like a weird, where the
It's
leverage
not gonna open completely is what you're saying.
exactly. Yeah, it's going to open a crack, and
Yeah, that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to be able to we'll get a better sense of what's in there.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So you do.
What if we drive height into the floor? and have the go on that. Give you an angle, opening the door wide.
Oh, I get you. I mean, you broke up a little bit, but yeah, like
Use it.
Breaking up. That's.
I don't know, Mike. Yeah, but we're losing you.
You could drop out and drop back in if you
Have
want.
any iron spikes? But you're talking about using it as like a fulcrum kind of, not a fulcrum, but a
yeah, a pivot, like a
spike, so that it's not dragging on the door and actually do something.
Yeah.
Do you have spikes and a hammer?
Doing that extra thing will cost us like an extra turn to get that all set up. That's the only
although
downside.
it's
That's the only
still,
downside.
the angle's still going to be the same. We're still not going to be able to.
I don't know if that's true. I mean,
Because
Yeah,
it
it
still has
wouldn't-
to make a
I would
90 degree
try-
no matter where we go.
Yeah, it won't really work. We're not going to do that. All we have to do is open it up some.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just jump to the
So
chase. So
that-
you do it a little bit, and it does open up like a crack. Bregan and Elfric, you can see all the way through that it. Well, now I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to be mean and say like there's actually it's complete darkness because there's no way that anything is illuminated, but nothing leaps through. But yeah, it's just darkness beyond. I can't really describe anything more to you because you guys are all far away from it.
Yeah, and nothing kind of explodes or
Nothing
anything.
explodes. No monsters come out. No.
All right, I'll tell you what.
I should say, like when the door opens, the sound of rushing water from the west heightens noticeably, but it still seems to be relatively soft. Like,
Do we get any hints of the whimpering guy's voice? That
no.
Does the putrid air get worse?
Does the what? The air?
putrid
yeah, it gets a little bit stronger. Yeah.
Okay.
Once again,
I'll tell
not
you what,
overwhelming, but yeah.
I'll take the torch. I'll go up to the door again.
All right.
And if I see anything dangerous, I will just run and scream and run the other direction.
Okay. So
You guys start shooting at it.
your torch, you swing it to the west and the east. You can see that directly in front of you that it appears to be there's directly in front of you is a wall 10 feet away from you. Okay.
So like so.
Correct?
Right?
Yeah, yes. It goes off into the darkness to the west and the east, running as far as your light can take you, so at least 30 feet. But along that wall is actually a series of murals.
Okay.
There are 14 of them all along the north wall. They are 8 feet high, and they are carved into the dark stone blocks themselves. Once again, this entire quarter is made out of the same dark stone blocks as the previous rooms that you've been in, but here the walls are 15 feet high, much higher, and these murals are carved around 8 feet high. Now, to the west, directly, right at the edge, let's see, when you step out of the quarter, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, yeah, exactly 25 feet away, you can see that the quarter...
The west?
To the west, yep. 25 feet away from where you're standing. And I'm saying that you're moving in through the western door, like the western of the two doors, the left door, basically. 25 feet away from there, the corridor breaks off into a chasm. And your light ends right there, so you can't really see how wide the chasm is. And you can hear that there's...
10-foot wide corridor all the way down.
Yeah, all the way down. 25 feet down, then it breaks off jaggedly. Yep. And there's a chasm there, but that's right where your light ends.
Okay, great.
All right. And that's where you hear the rushing water coming from. All right. From the east is where you can smell that putrescence coming from, but you can't see anything down, and the corridor just seems to go down and down and down.
Oh, down and is it angling down?
No, I mean like it just goes past into the darkness.
Off.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It does not descend.
So it goes farther
Right.
than the light will go. Okay, cool.
All right.
What are these murals of, John?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah.
The murals, as you step into the corridor, Argus proper, your boots actually make an echo. It's so large, this area.
Oh.
And
Is there any dust on the floor? Real quick.
No, there is no dust on the floor.
So
There is actually like a little bit of humidity in the air as well.
Sure.
But it is debris on the floor, but there's no like it looks like it's it hasn't collected dust over the years.
right.
The murals, they show a series starting at the westernmost, showing a naked man on the westernmost, and then it's sort of like that famous evolution of man sort of thing from like an ape to to an
Oh,
upright
sure.
man. Yeah, so the first one shows like a typical normal naked man, like a fully evolved man, naked. But then as it progresses through the 14 different murals, that same man slowly changes into an increasingly ooze-like formless blob. So the one that's most easternmost, it's like he becomes like an actual, just like a quivering mound of like ooze, like jelly, and carved in in this sort of an abstract fashion. But you can tell like the hand of the artist that carved it was exalting in this change, right? It's like this is the lesser form of man, and it has climaxed in this ultimate form on the eastern side.
And are there instructions on how to do this?
Because I want a piece of that. Yes. And
the ooze seem to have a higher constitution.
I mean, can't break any bones, not going to catch any colds.
Yeah. So as you're kind of taking in the horror of sort of like what you're kind of seeing these murals, you hear a deep belch-like croak come from the western end where that chasm is, where the rushing water is, and you hear it echoed almost to me like a brrr, and then like a brrr, and you hear scratching stone.
Awesome.
And as you whip around your torch and you look down the western side, you see huge warty claw-like hands actually scrape the top of the lip of the chasm, and then followed by massive bulk of warty green skin, each with like sprouting like these kind of purple nodules, and then these huge eyes, these luminescent eyes that are sitting on top of this warty head. Multiple of them crawl over the top of the chasm. And they open up their huge frog-like mouths, and you see that they are dripping with like sharp teeth and talons. Massive mutant carnivorous frogs crawl out of the chasm, and they're like their shiny teeth dripping with goo. And they look like they are really freaking hungry.
Run away?
Thanks everybody for watching tonight. We're gonna head off to bed now. Okay.
So they are 30 feet away. They do not look like there's no reaction roll necessary. They're super hungry, and they see you and they smelled you.
Run away. Run away?
Yeah.
Run away.
First thing, spells. Alfred,
Run away?
you want to cast a spell?
I'm gonna cast a sleep spell on him.
I
Nope.
didn't quite
You
hear
broke
that,
up.
Mike.
Sleep. Sleep.
Or before you do
Sleep,
that,
whatever it takes. Sleep.
Run away? Do we
Can't
run
just
away?
run away.
Well, you have to.
Just like,
We have to see if you're able to, right? So you declare us first, and then we're going to roll initiative and see what happens.
Wait, so now I gotta ask, and I'm just confused about this. If I declare a sleep spell, I can't move anymore, right?
Yeah, the only thing you can do is cast a spell.
Okay. I think we should run away. There's no payoff here. There's no payoff for this whole little encounter.
You sure about that?
Sorry.
I mean, dead frogs are their own reward, obviously, but
How many frogs are we
Frogs that are hungry for humans and stuff. Never know. Anyways,
how many frogs are we talking about here?
there are 5 of them.
I need to know how many frogs are we.
There are 5 of them. They are.
5?
Yep. Hold on. There are 5 of them. They crawl over the lip. They're each about 2 feet long. So when I say giant, it's relative, right? I mean they're
giant for frogs.
giant 4 frogs. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
But their mouth.
Picturing one.
Their mouths are filled with vicious-looking teeth, and they look like they're highly aggressive and highly voracious, and they are like they're basically going to leap. They're basically crawling out of the chasm. They set themselves, and it looks like they're going to basically leap towards you and attempt to devour you all. So with that in mind, Elfric, would you like to cast a spell? You don't have to tell me what you're going to do because we need to roll initiative, and then you can guys decide what you're going to do based upon that roll. But I need to know if you plan to cast a spell first.
Fuck, guys. I mean, I thought he was talking about rhinoceros. Suck frog.
I did too.
I was also pretty scared.
They're 30 feet.
I mean,
away.
I'm still
Well,
a
there's
little bit
still
scared.
I mean 2 feet
Yeah.
frogs, and there's 5 of them. That's like and they're mutant. They're
Yeah.
like they got like weird nodules growing on them and shit.
I was seeing frogs the size of a truck.
Yeah.
So okay, my
Yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna suspend. Come on, guys. We're in this for the adventure. Come on, you big Marys. Let's just do this. Come on.
Okay, we'll go
Okay,
What's
first.
the worst that can happen? Ted makes a new character.
Okay, you're casting sleep. I am going to. Well, you guys are both going to.
No,
Okay, I got a 4.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, you're breaking up. Are you actually casting the spell?
He is.
I'm casting a spell.
He is.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Mike, why don't you
Okay,
roll
what am I rolling for?
D6.
D6? That's our initiative.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Good job, Shield Guardian. All right. So, yeah, okay, so you guys win initiative. So this is the way it works. I'm basically going to tell you my intentions. I'm going to telegraph it so you guys can react appropriately since you won. And it's pretty obvious. I've already told you. All 5 of them are going to leap upon you and attempt to eat you alive.
Okay.
So there's that. What do you guys do? Now, the way this is going to work with my kind of new way of doing it is that you don't have to break it up into the phases. We resolve it in the phases, but what you're doing generally is you're going to tell me like what you hope to accomplish for the round. So you can just be like Argus or something like I move up and stab it with my spear sort of thing. That's that's basically what I'm talking about. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, I
Casting.
Yep.
will. If there are any that don't fall asleep, I will slash those with my sword.
Okay, so are you going to defend or are you going to leap forward into the fray?
I'm going to go forward into the fray,
Okay.
as a knight should.
Very well. Excellent. And Ted?
So I would like to ask whether you would consider a leaping frog to be the equivalent of a charge, and whether I could brace my spear.
You
against
certainly
that.
could. You certainly could.
I will brace my spear, prepare to impale as many frogs as will fit on that spear.
Excellent.
And I would like to request that Bregan shoots a frog with an arrow.
Yeah, absolutely. She is more than happy to do that. She's fumbling for the bow. Okay, so excellent. So she's going to fire, and so she's going to go. So basically, what this way it works is you guys want initiative. So the Bregan's arrow is going to go off first. So let's roll an attack roll for Bregan.
Why don't I take care of that? So let's see. We'll roll a d20. 11. I don't know. I don't think Bregan has any particular modifiers.
I'll tell you the AC. AC is 12 for the frogs.
So Bregan has a dex of 12. I don't think that gives you a modifier to missile attacks, does it? It's not marked on your character sheet.
No, it should. The character sheet should be accurate. So
Okay, so I guess that's a miss.
that's a miss. Yeah. Well, how far away is she? If she's right, no, she's in short range for the bow, which means she gets a +1 to attack, which means it's a hit.
In which case, it's a hit.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
Yeah. So she just pulled it out because of the short range.
Okay, so let's roll the old D8 for damage. Oh, Bregan, well done, you mighty warrior.
Don't forget to clear. Don't forget.
Salty hunter, you.
Ted, just don't forget to clear the old roll because you can see it added to the first one. But that's fine. I get it.
Right. I see the dice on my screen. Sorry. Yeah.
But you got 8, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Alfred quickly, immediately starts to begin casting a spell, but Bregan whips out her arrow lightning quick, and without even thinking about it, looses it. And as one is leaping towards you guys, she impales it straight up through the gullet, just like the cave troll in Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah, nice.
And it
nice.
And it basically slams into the ground as it right at the height of its arc, and poof, and dead. Actually, I need to check something real quick in the book here. Where is the sorry.
The amusing frog death chart.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, I'm so sorry.
It's the color of the pustules on the frog, right?
Ew.
Okay, got it.
They go off like fireworks. Little sparklers everywhere.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So, she drops ones immediately. Then Elfric's spell goes off.
Okay.
All right. I get to roll 2d8 to determine how many hit dice I impact.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Roll them bones.
10 hit dice.
10?
Nice.
10 hit dice. Whoa. All right, let me just take a quick look at the gander of the spell here. target's least affected first. So let's swipe zip. Bloop.
Bloop.
Bloop, bloop.
Burp, burp, burp.
Yep, as is usual with old school essential spells, they are freaking nasty. All right, so as they're hopping forward, one is immediately dropped by Bregan's arrow, and then Alfric basically is like, shh, and they all stumble forward as they're leaping forward, and they're just like,
All of them?
all of them, yeah, drop them
Sweet.
all.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Off of his way.
Unfortunately, Mike is
Did not get any of that, Mike.
handled the encounter well, but the tech level is to be desired.
He can't sleep on his own Wi-Fi.
It's interfering with his technology, you know. It's
But he's looking very proud of himself. We know that.
Yeah,
We know he's at least doing that. Yeah.
well done.
Bregan
I'll pat him on the
stares
back.
like wide-eyed at Elfric, like, whoa. Okay. Yeah.
I'll pat him
All
on
right,
the back
test,
and
test,
I'll run
test.
up and start
Can you
stabbing.
guys hear me at all?
We can hear you breaking up, but yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
All right, so everything's quiet now.
Right.
You can
So,
still
John,
smell this tension.
I,
Yeah,
I,
let's-
I pat Alfric on the back. Good job, and I run up and I start stabbing frogs
Yeah, same here.
with extreme prejudice.
All right, cool. Like no moral dilemma here, apparently. Right.
Frog legs are back on the menu, boys.
Back on
Yeah.
the menu, boys.
All right, you now have 5 dead frogs in front of you.
That's the correct number.
Yep.
How did you know?
Yep, the sound of the water is pretty strong near here. They didn't get too far, so you're basically right near the chasm edge, right? If you're stabbing
Right,
frogs.
well.
Yeah.
Since
we
we're here,
should,
let's check out the chasm.
Yeah, let's look over, see if there are any more of them on their way up.
Okay, so with I should say, I know it was very quick, but combat always takes a turn, so moving that. As you are, we'll say like after Argus has finished stabbing the spears, who was it Elfric who was ended up with? Well, it couldn't have been Elfric. So the torch.
I had the torch last.
Hey, you
actually.
had the torch. But you could have just dropped it, right?
Yeah, I should have rolled to see if it went out accidentally, but it doesn't really matter because this is actually the expiration of the torch. So that torch goes out as you finish stabbing the bodies.
Can we just
Oh,
light it right off of it?
Yeah, I just want to make sure whose inventory was that torch from? Is it mine or?
That. You know what?
I shall say mine. And I'll
Okay.
mark one off.
Okay, so then I need you to mark off another torch because you're starting another one.
I'll start the next one. I'll mark it off of mine.
Okay.
Okay, great. And so you quickly light another torch, and as you do so, and you're stabbing the body, you can look over the chasm down there, and
Yeah.
uh,
Let's go to the map here.
it looks like you. Let me see if I can actually see if you can see all the way down there. I'm sorry, give me a sec.
All right. I thought those frogs were going to be much more horrible. I thought it was going to be huge frogs.
Well, they didn't get to attack, so you don't know how horrible they might have been. But that's why you have spells
That's
like
true. That's true.
that.
Good job, Mike.
I will say that as you poke your torch over the edge there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One moment. I don't want to say too much, so I'm looking to see how much I can give away.
Okay. Like, can you give away the width of the chasm?
Oh yeah. I'm just so the chasm itself is 10 feet wide. But before I describe what's on the other side, I want to show you. Like you're looking down the chasm, right, to see what you can see. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is interesting. You can your torchlight barely reaches the surface of the water, but you can actually see down there. So it seems to be about 30 feet down, right? What it illuminates is okay, so it illuminates like a rushing river, okay, that is moving basically in a north, moving from the south to the north, so it's moving northwards, and along the western bank, down there, but once again, at the very edge of your torchlight, you see, who went down below? Elfric and Gwillem, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Alfric, when you're kind of looking over Argus's shoulder, you see something that you recognize, a strand of sandy beach with tiny white crystals that are encrusted in the walls and the ceiling.
I was right.
A long strand, about 5, 10, 15, 20, about 35, 40 feet along the western edge of that river.
Wasn't that that was where we stopped, right? So I had to go back. That we crawled out of the river and found the cavern off of there, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit more to the north. I think it was the north end of that strand.
Correct.
And no more creepy crawly frogs coming up the sides, right?
No.
Boy, you guys are lucky you didn't get killed in the water, man. With frogs down there with you guys.
Seriously.
Now
Hey.
across the.
Can I just do a complete restart? Should I do a restart? Am I that bad?
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, we'll get along.
Yeah, because we're getting close to the end here, but all right. So across the chasm, 10 feet wide once again.
Yeah. And John, is it really running pretty straight north and south, or is it kind of at an angle?
The chasm, it's pretty much running straight and south. Yeah. So the chasm, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And can I see to the north and the south? Like, does the chasm just cut through the floor here, or does it all extend off to the sides?
It actually does extend to the north and the south, yeah. But there doesn't appear to be any way to there's no ledges or anything like that, right? Just
Right. Can I see how far it goes? Or
Yeah, like
past
way off into the darkness, like, you know. Now on the other side, the 10-foot wide corridor continues on past the edge of your torchlight. And the same exact sort of formation, but there are a series of carved murals that are on both sides of the corridor this time, on the north and the south. They go beyond your sight, and yeah, that's basically it. You can't really make out what they're describing.
Okay.
Interesting.
So at this point, looking at the map, I think we could reasonably infer that this corridor would eventually connect up with the other corridor that out of the original grotto room, which makes me wonder. I think we saw some goblins or something in that corridor. We thought this might be.
Which one are you talking about?
Okay, so I'm going to put an X. That is going to connect up, I think, with that somewhere.
Ted, I misspoke.
Yeah, there's
the chasm itself. I interpreted the map incorrectly. So up on this level, it does not continue to the north and south. Like it's a lot more sense, yeah. Actually. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there's a rift there, but it opens up into the large chamber below, and that's what I was misinterpreting as.
So it's like the floor fell out.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's my fault.
So the walls are still solid, kind of up here.
Yes.
So
okay.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff dropped out.
Gotcha. My bad.
That's actually good though, because we could drive pythons into the wall and create like a ladder way across if we wanted to.
True. Yes, you could do that. Mm-hmm.
I personally like the idea of going across because I think there's action to be had over there.
There's some stuff over here. Well, also, when we first came down here, didn't we hear like footsteps or something?
That's what I'm saying. I think there's something over there that we could go fight.
Fighting's not the point.
Oh, right. Because I'm only a fighter.
I mean, he's before like getting back to the whole point of why we're here. Like I'm assuming these are like you said they were like mutant frogs. Mm-hmm. Like they're not, wearing big sacks of gold on their belts or anything like that, right? It's worth checking.
They aren't, but it looks like they were hungry for human flesh.
Maybe they've eaten things. Can we split open their gullets and look in their gizzards?
Little split open might.
It'll take a turn to search the body, the innards of the. You cool with that?
Yeah, split them. Babies.
Very cool.
Okay, give me one moment, please.
In fact, I think we should. I was joking about frog legs before, but I think we should keep them. We could use them as like bait, or
dude, they're mutants. They got like nodules and shit.
Not for us to eat, but like if we need to, feed a monster or something, we got some bait.
Right.
Bait.
I would be in favor of just kicking him into the river.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep a leg.
Okay, so sorry, let me get back to the thing here.
Your Kermit leg, I'm keeping them. I'm gonna keep 2.
gross.
All right, so you dig through the gullets and stomachs of these things, and it takes a little while. Unfortunately, in most of them you don't, but in one you do find something in one of their stomachs. And in that is a partially digested human hand.
Oh, that's gross.
Boot.
Yep. Partially digested. That's the first thing I'm going to say.
Now,
and on that hand is a platinum ring.
Okay. That ring belonged to one of our knights that we were missing?
You know what? You guys can all make an intelligence check. So roll your intelligence, try to hit it or under.
Okay.
Let's see if you have the presence of mind to actually have taken note of the fingers of the knights.
I rolled an 18. Are you kidding me?
No.
Don't worry. I rolled a 6, which is well under my intelligence.
Nice.
And I rolled a 13, which is my intelligence.
Nice. Okay, so Argus and Halifax, you both vaguely recall that the Lady Bethmilda did have a beautiful ring on her left hand. Similar to this one. This platinum ring is worth 200 gold.
Okay, let's put that on the old treasure thing here.
Now, okay.
Yeah, and these are so these are kind of also remains of an honored person. So yeah,
as you were,
she might be wandering around with a stump somewhere. Just don't be hasty.
No, I'm just gonna wrap it. I'm just gonna wrap it up, take it with us, so we can. If it's all that's left, we can at least bury that.
It's not a good sign, though, right?
No, it's not.
As you are taking, which you assume to be Lady Bethmilda's left hand, or taking the ring off of it, anyways. But I didn't catch that. Are you taking the hand or just the ring?
He would take the hand. Like I said, if it's the only thing left of her, he would want to be able to bury it.
Okay. Yeah, that's nasty, but yeah, okay.
Oh, no, come on.
No, I get it, but it's just, once again, nasty. As you're doing this, you hear across the chasm, you hear a large, a loud, echoing, high-pitched squeak as of like a rodent dying messily.
Across on the other side of the chasm?
Yeah, across, but beyond your torchlight, yeah. Like shrieking in pain and anger, and then dying suddenly.
One thing we don't want to try and do is cross the chasm if the hostile party on the side. It would be bad.
Can you say that again, Mike?
So the one thing we don't want to do is try to cross that chasm while there's a hostile party on the other side.
Like in the process of crossing, we could be attacked, you mean?
Right.
Well, that's makes sense, yeah.
Let's go the other way.
John, in the like up above, does there look like there's any protrusions, any edges, any lips, any hard rocks that we look like we could, with the grappling hook that we have, and we throw it up? Does it look like there's a place to anchor it so that we can Luke Skywalker swing?
Normally I'd be generous and say there is, but unfortunately this is actually like carved stone blocks, right? Like it's actually like a very rarely man-made, so there's no like stalactites or anything like that you could loop it around, unfortunately.
Okay.
So yeah, that line probably is not going to work for you.
How tall were the doors that we went through?
Yeah, but they're sandstone.
I mean,
They're going to weigh tons.
They're quite large. I can get the exact here.
However, there was a wooden door in the Rainbow Room. We could knock off its hinges, but probably not a 10-foot long door.
Yeah, they're very, very heavy. But obviously they're made out of sandstone. They appear to be normal door height, though. Like what is that? 8 feet. 8 feet. Yeah. But the corridor here is really high. It's 15 feet high. This is actually the highest ceilinged corridor you've been in the dungeon.
What we need is like a 12-foot plank. Or better still, like a portable bridge.
I happen to have a portable bridge.
Aha! How many
wait, that's a misprint. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, sorry.
different game.
Yeah, Mike's probably right. I think this might be dangerous to cross, and we could get in big trouble.
I mean, we do have an archer to cover us.
That's true.
If we, John, looking at it, like how many pitons would it, or pitons, I don't know how to pronounce it, would it take to pound into the wall to get over safely? Like, could we do it with 3? Does it, or like?
I'd say 2, like one per each square, right? If you're looping rope through it, that's fine.
Okay.
But it's 10 feet, right? Like, I mean, picture 10. You can picture 10 feet in your mind. Like, it's even feasible for an athletic person to jump.
Yeah, I'm wearing a playmat.
Right. Yeah, true. I'm just saying it's not like a vast, huge thing that's like going to take traversal. You know what I mean? But yeah.
It's about a 30-foot drop down.
Approximately, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'd end up in the water and in big trouble really fast, but we wouldn't immediately die.
You wouldn't die. You would, yeah. If you fell, you'd be right in the water. That's a definite.
In big trouble.
But you'd be in big trouble because you'd be washed away like pretty much immediately.
I mean, I also think with like ropes and tying ourselves, we could anchor before we go across this, just in case we slip and fall.
Do you actually have hammers and a pitons?
I have. Let me check. I have a small hammer.
Okay.
I have a small hammer. I do.
Yeah.
Do I have pitons though? Okay.
Iron.
I do not have pitons.
Yeah. Okay. So that's off the table then. Let's go.
As you guys are rummaging through your pack, you can hear from where you heard the sound before. You hear a rhythmic squelching, like a.
That's chewing. I'm not over there. Yeah. Let's
go the other way.
Yeah, Mike's right. I'm sorry, Alfric is right. Let's follow the corridor to the east towards the putrescent smell. Big improvement.
That's gonna be good.
That'll be great. All right, give me a second.
We're running away from a cat. Right?
Just
so you know, there's a little kitty cat over there. You caught a mouse, and we are running away, scared.
Run away. Okay, so this is I have to actually count squares here because it's quite long. As you're observing this transformation into the ultimate ooze form of the murals as you go by. Don't forget that on the other side of the chasm there was also a sequence of murals as well, both on the north and south sides, but you're not able to make it out.
Yeah.
That's a thing to explore should you wish to make the risk. If you're... Yes?
Can you start counting from the center of the double doors?
The center of the double doors, sure.
So that I know how many...
Ted, I should have corrected you before you. So, the double doors actually span the width of a 5-foot square. So they don't actually take up 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't catch that whenever you were...
It doesn't matter too much for the purposes of this map, though, right?
You'll be off by a square. You see them, like you would, let's see. I'll show you the rainbow room. The doors for the rainbow room are actually right here.
Okay, I can fix all that.
Yeah. So, yeah, when you're standing, so if you're standing here, right on the other side of the door, I'm going to count from there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so
6, 7, 8, 8. Okay, so the corridor goes down to the east. I should say, just continues on to the east for about another 40 feet from where you're standing. 8 squares.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Okay. And then it opens up into another long, dark stone walled, ceilinged, floored chamber that runs north to south this time. There is only a 5-foot section of that is directly to your left to the north before it runs the length all the way down to the south. This chamber is 15 feet from east to west, and the entire chamber length is 40 feet north to south. Does that make sense, Ted? You are doing it correctly so far, yes. So, once again, 15 feet high. All right, there are.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
Nicely done. At the far end of the room, okay, and you see this as you sort of enter in at the edge of your torchlight. There is, and I should say a turn goes by just from traveling carefully down that corridor. Wait one moment. Okay. There is a set of massive double doors that span that center square, like right at the end there of the corridor. Okay. These are magnificent doors. They are 12 feet tall, right? The entire chamber is 15 feet high, right? So these are huge, like towering above you thing, and they are made out of glittering obsidian. They have huge, 1 inch thick, 1 foot across, brass ring handles on either side, like big rings on it. And there is a massive inscription above these gates themselves that it's at the edge, so you're gonna have to get a little bit closer to actually read it. They're on either side of the double doors in the corners, standing on top of plinths 10 feet tall, are 2 huge, tall skeletons with swords, like where they're grasping the hilt with the sword pointed down at their feet. They're standing on top of plinths, right? So the skeletons themselves are 10 feet tall, and they are on top of plinths, so therefore they basically take up the entire height of the corridor, fronting these massive black doors. Now,
when you say skeletons, you mean carvings of skeletons?
Difficult to say. It's at the edge of your torchlight. The torchlight is flickering amidst the shadows of their bones. Now, however, more immediate, directly to your left in that small little alcove directly to the west there,
Oh, yeah.
there are 3 other statues, 6 feet tall along the north wall. They are statues of what appear to be oozes of varying shapes and forms.
Highly evolved.
And what you feel immediately is that there is penetrating cold, that same cold that you felt from the alcove chambers, wafting off these statues, like you could feel it coming directly from there, right? Not in a wind, but you could just feel like the cold emanating from these statues. Yeah, and you can smell that stench is coming from the south.
When we start looking in this chamber, does the background music change and sound a lot more sinister?
It definitely sounds more sinister. Yeah. Oh, and I should say, like the when you entered into the chamber itself, this 10-foot wide entrance was actually an archway here, and that archway was rimmed with red tiles, not green tiles.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, let me make sure I'm getting everything here so you know what you're looking at. Lying near the double doors, there is a form, a humanoid form, face down, with the head sort of pointed towards you, like the head,
Arrow
like the head.
sticking out of the back or anything?
There does appear to be an arrow in their back. Yes.
So does it? With their head, so their head is to the north, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Looking north.
So like somebody shot an arrow from the maybe from those double doors behind.
Correct.
Yeah.
Can we
They
see?
turn to run.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Or they were coming through those doors
And got shot in the back.
and got shot in the back by someone on the other side, but feels trappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we see? I mean, Halifax would want to see if they were wearing the armor of the knights that we were looking for.
Difficult to tell. They are definitely wearing armor, but it's like flickering at the end of your torchlight. You can just tell like there's a body there wearing armor.
All right. So at this point, we're sort of just at entrance. Go ahead, Mike.
They try grappling that body and drag it towards us.
Grappling the body.
Oh, with the
right?
grappling hook.
Right.
That's
so
a
here's
good
what I
idea.
want to ask. We're just standing in the entrance to the room, right? We haven't entered the room.
No. Whoever's in the lead with the torch needs to be like basically first 5 feet into the room to actually get the full panoply.
I'll do it because I want to see if that's the guy. I want to see if they are alive. Halifax will call out. What? Are you alive there? Are you okay?
Silence.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Yeah. Um, all right, right behind you, Halifax. Let's go rescue a knight.
Okay, as you move forward,
grapple.
Do you want to do the thing? Do you want to do the grapple thing, man?
Yeah. Look at when we step that far, like into the center of the room. Does anything change? Like he's nervous about those things behind him, feeling that that cold is radiating behind. He's gonna look around to see if there's any like change or movement of those three things once he's gotten into the room.
Doesn't seem to be any change, but you can make out a little bit more details. You sort of get a good look at them. The westernmost one is made out of a pink rock. It seems to be dripping ooze. The center one is made out of green rock and seems to be mounded ooze. And the eastern one is made out of blue rock and appears to be tentacled ooze. All carved out of the rock, right? Like, just to be clear, this is not actual ooze, but carved in a manner where it's unmistakable. The forms themselves seem to be a sculpted three-dimensional form of sort of like the final form of what you saw on the murals, right? Like it's like a very much like a, you know.
And are these carved in a similar style to the artistic style of the way that the eyes and the limbs and everything was?
Hey guys. Okay. All right.
And there's no carvings on the plinths or inscriptions on these.
No, these are actually not on plinths. They're just sort of freestanding on the ground. They're about 6 feet tall, so about as tall as you guys are.
Any movement? Okay, so he looks around behind him, but they're radiating that cold, right?
Radiating the cold. Yeah.
He'll look around again because he's like head on a swivel, right?
Yeah.
He looks back towards those skeletons. Now he's fully in the room. Wait, I guess. Wait, who has the? Does he have the torch? Who has the torch? Let's decide.
I take the torch.
Oh, you have it. Okay. So yeah, he would look to see, check out those skeletons. Are they starting to move? Are their heads moving around?
No, I mean your eyes are playing. You're very, very worried. So like your eyes are playing tricks on you as like the shadow light basically plays over their bones. It makes it seem like they're moving, but they are not. They are standing stock still, massive. Like you have to tilt your head back up to kind of look at them. Just solid.
All right. So yeah, I think it's time to do the grappling hook corpse trick. Or throw the grappling hook on the far side of the corpse and see if we can.
Yeah, not a problem at all. So you drag the body. It scrapes like painfully loud. You're like as you pull like the metal armored body towards you.
And if you hook him in the right spot, if he's not a corpse now, he will be.
Yeah, exactly.
I gave him every chance. I asked him if.
Yeah. So you pull the corpse towards you. And you see that that they're definitely an arrow that killed them. However, what you notice immediately is that the left arm does not end in a hand. It has been brutally hacked off and appears to have bled out. In fact, as you, there is a pool of blood, a small pool of blood left over from where the corpse was. But it appears to have been here long enough that dragging the corpse has not caused like blood to kind of like like to continue to be dragged. But it's very obvious. And then you put two and two together, and you see that the helm has been taken off or removed or something like that, and the hair itself is long, dark, and it confirms that this looked to be the Lady Bethmilda.
That's one of the knights, right?
Yep.
The leader,
the leader of the three,
the one that was talking to Mosselmeyer Druge whenever you first visited him. She appears to be wearing a very, nicely made chainmail that now has a big hole in it. There, in her right hand, actually, I would probably say it would be left back towards the doors, is a sword. But she was sort of like. It had fallen out of her hand when she collapsed on the ground here, right? But then you drag the body, so the sword's sort of left behind. There is on her back, back where the sword is also a polished bronze shield that is laying face up, and you can see that it has the there's like a quartered heraldry, like with checkers, and then like one of them has like a goat head, and that is like the symbol of House Brackenwold, right? The Duke.
Yep.
The heraldry of, and then she is also carrying a backpack, and she has a lovely necklace around her neck.
All right. Most importantly, does she have torches or oil in that backpack?
In the backpack, she has, there are, well, funnily enough, and I'm not lying, there are 10 iron spikes in the backpack. A coil of rope, 50 feet. That appears to be it in the pack. She also has a belt pouch where there is, obviously, you know, I don't know what you want to do as far as looting the body is, but someone you knew, but there's a belt pouch that has a belt pouch with 20 gold in it. And the silver necklace, you do remember her wearing before. She never wore it like ostentatiously. It was sort of like tucked underneath her breastplate. But there's a silver necklace with a single pearl in it, and it looks like it's worth it looks like really nice, like the pearl. So it looks like it's probably worth 150 gold just for the necklaces alone.
All right.
Let me know if you don it or something like that or whatever.
I think I don't know how you guys feel about attempting to return the body to Brackenwold or something like that, but I kind of feel like
not. I mean, yes. I mean, his goal would definitely be to like take care of her, but after this, not leave to go do it.
Oh no. What
later. Yeah.
It's like,
and I'm also going to point out that in medieval times, man, people didn't backpack with bodies on their horses and stuff. They usually buried them where they found them, and then brought like a token back, right? Like, I mean,
what I was going to advocate is we bury her up top.
Yeah. Right. I'd be down for that. I mean, I don't
take
turn
the
goes
shield.
by.
Yeah.
I think we should take the shield and the necklace, not to like loot it, but he would want with the intent to bring these like special things back.
Sure,
as
mark
the
them down.
tokens of,
The necklace is unencumbering. The shield will be one slot on whoever ends up taking it. But I will say that you cannot be a shield, and if you're holding a shield, if you're bearing a shield, you can put the other shield on your back. But otherwise, if you're already holding a shield on the back, you can't carry another one back there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'll take this shield and leave my perfectly common one here.
Okay.
And can possibly retrieve it later. And if I don't, it's fine. I've got a fancy shield that we can return, and I'll get another one later.
You can also see too that the body itself has started to decompose. It's been down here for quite a while. It does match up with the smell that you were smelling down here, although it does still seem to be like it's coming off of her. It's not smelling great, but it also seems to be a little bit stronger in general here. Like there might be something more that's giving off that scent.
okay.
Don't
forget the sword.
Yeah, I want the sword. I don't actually have a sword.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we pulled a body, nothing popped off, nothing burst into flames. I'm going to walk in and go get the sword.
Okay, cool. So it is actually like a quite nicely made sword. It looked like it was like issued to her, presented to her when she became a knight of House Brackenwold. So the wrappings of the hilt itself are like the colors of Brackenwold, which I think are purple and black, I believe. We'll say that for now until I look it up. But it is a 1.5-hand sword, Ted. It is a bastard sword. With our new armor and weapons list, this is it can be versatile, right? So like you can actually, well, I should double check, but we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, I could use it with a shield, or I could use it two-handed without a shield.
Yeah. So it's a nice big sword. Now we basically reached the end here, so I just want to know in general, do you plan to remove the body all the way back up, or do you plan to venture on?
I kind of feel like we could take the body out, but you get to, if you want, you can all today ask magic on all stuff, figure out what we got. I also have a scroll to detect magic. It's just that's my last scroll, so like if we want to do that. My feeling is that the necklace at least is probably magical. I'm betting.
Now, Mike, you are aware that do you have detect magic in your spell book as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you're aware that you could copy that spell in your spell book. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, no, I have a scroll. Remember, John, I made scrolls last time we were in town.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead, Halifax.
I was just going to say, like, I think Halifax would, with the intention of bringing it back, put the necklace on, kind of like as a little tribute to her with her.
Okay.
You're going to take all the magic items again.
when you don the necklace, you feel a bit more safe. Let's say you feel a little bit more protected against the strangeness out there in the world. It looks like this necklace, well, specifically the pearl within the necklace itself, will grant you a +1 bonus to saves against magic.
Typical percenter, man, taking all the loot.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey, you got a nice shield out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
you have the only 2 magic items in the party. Just
you
point.
literally do.
Point.
Point.
You want to take?
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the plan? Body being taken or pressing onwards?
Yeah, I think we should take the body up and bury it, and then personally,
Come back.
yeah, personally, but that's also gives us a chance to get Gwillem and all the rest of that, assuming that Davey's around next time. But
Okay.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
That sounds good.
And
All right.
we have to kind
We're
of go
doing
all
that.
through this whole thing again.
Yep.
All
right.
If we're doing that, I'll keep my shield, and we can use her shield to carry her body.
Okay. Yeah, easier to drag. Yeah.
Yeah,
do the other.
and
Got
so
it.
we can just sort of use it like a litter, with your shield or on it, right? Well, she's on it.
Yeah.
So-
It's probably like a kite shield anyway. So
Yeah, so we can carry her back up the stairs on her shield, and then
okay. So and obviously that's a long journey back. So we're gonna have to start from this point next time. But noted. I'll make sure we'll remind ourselves that that's the plan is. But yeah, excellent dungeon adventuring, guys. You did awesome. We'll pick it up here next time. So everyone, don't forget to please like and subscribe as normal. We appreciate all the support and thank you for listening and or watching. And we will see you guys all next time.
Congratulations to our viewer in South Korea for getting the book.
Yeah, right.
Yes, congrats. Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yep. That's. I'm very jealous. I wished I could have kept it myself, but I'm an honorable man.
Did you enter? You had to enter.
I forgot to write down giveaway. Darn it. All right, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.